Hello and welcome to the 2025 end of year / start of 2026 WIP Parade. So let me just, why did that not switch? Oh, for God's sake. You were supposed to switch, right? I'm streaming on both Twitch and YouTube at the moment. So this is gonna go well. It's better than yesterday, you know? I already have an actual screen on YouTube. Turns out I'm an idiot. That's what I'm gonna say on that. I might get into it more later. But I just wanted to quickly explain how this is gonna work. So we're gonna go through my Notion. I am missing a couple of patterns. I realised when me and my mum were looking for everything, we put Novo Mermaid Air in the bag that I didn't want it to be put in, and I'm not going in it now, so we don't have that to show. We have pictures, but I don't physically have it. I mean, I have it, it's in this bag, but I'm not taking this off, so sorry. And 2 Saga is MIA still. We cannot find it. So we have no Saga, but we have pictures. So what's going to happen is, as we go through, we're going to do these month by month, and in between months we're going to come back to this screen, which is my just chatting screen, in case people have any questions about a project, because what I want to do is I want to be able to edit this down for YouTube. Even though I'm streaming it on YouTube, lots of people don't want to watch streams, they want to watch edited videos. So what I will do is I will, once I'm done, I will edit this, so this screen is done it again, right? My Ko-fi thing has put itself back up there. It just likes to be up there for some reason, hiding. It's probably like that on every screen. Anyway, so what's going to happen is, after each month we're going to come back here, and when I have ad breaks on Twitch, we're going to come back here, just so I can cut bits out, and so people who aren't subbed to me on Twitch don't miss out. Because I don't have any sort of what's the word, monetization on YouTube yet, so I don't have to worry about that. If there are ads, that is not me, that is YouTube, not me, because again, I don't have monetization. If we get through these quickly, debatable, there is a cat about to run in here. Speak of the devil. Hi, Zelda. What are you doing? Why are you all puffy? Can I go back to explaining things? Sort your tail out, mister. But we will get interrupted by cats too, specifically Zelda. But I've lost my train of thought now, mister. Thanks a lot. Oh, I remember, it came back. Oh my god, hang on, words, start again. If I get through these in a decent amount of time, then we will work on Olivia's hydrangeas again. And I'm surprised my hands are still functioning after the amount of stitches I did yesterday. I did miss 2 projects. Let me just grab them real quick. They're just on the shelf, so I haven't got to go anywhere. So, the way it's going to work is, we're just going to go in Notion order. Zelda, you're on the keyboard, mate. I'm going to have to get you to get off the desk, unfortunately. No, don't wiggle. Bye then. So yeah, so that's how it's going to work. So we're going to switch between this screen and my recording screen, so there's no overlay stuff. Other than Leap. Leap will be there because I need him there. He's my emotional support. But I do have my YouTube up so I can see how that looks. According to this, everything's good. My computer's not on fire, so fingers crossed we can do this more often. When I make the stream schedule for the Discord, I will also post it on YouTube, and I will colour code which streams are for YouTube and Twitch, which ones are just for Twitch, for the time being, because I want to slowly build up. But anyway, let's get on to January. So, hey Yoda, there's Leap. He's just going to be here the whole time. It's really distracting seeing me move. I'm moving in real time on my end, but seeing my stream move behind is a bit awkward. Anyway, let's bring Notion up. Now the unfortunate, why is it funny on this end? Do you know what? We're just gonna have to put up with it. YouTube? Oh, I see what's happened. It's fine. Twitch has it different. It's fine. So, Tiger is technically on this list. But I haven't actually... I worked on it in February. And I did use it. I did show it off during my end of year WIP Parade in 2025 when I did the 2024 one. Because... I didn't do that till about sometime in February and I'd already worked on this for January, so I will bring it out anyway. But this is Tiger. This is artwork by Jodie Bergsma, charted by Heaven and Earth Designs, and this is where I was up to at some point. I have it written in the notes on this, but there's page 1 done and there's page 2 being done. I am further along in this than this, but I also have barely touched it since January. So, September 26th, I finished page 1, and this is at 6.1%, and it's got 213,200 total stitches, and in the time that I stitched on it, I missed some stats, but I worked on it. Hang on, where's my notebook? Because I have it written in there. Oh, I'm dropping things, everything's falling apart. Don't fall again. You can sit up there then. Let's have a look. Tiger I worked on for 17 days. Oh look, you can see the notebook on YouTube, sorry. And I did 5,172 stitches in those days and bringing it from 3.82% to 6.10%. So, allow me to... That was the wrong thing. That's fine. Allow me to show you Tiger. On a big piece at 28 count, 1/1 full cross. This is pre-gridded obviously, and it's in desperate need of a bath. Right, I have a problem. I was using thread wax and it's yellowed some of my projects. Like, I have autofocus on. It's gonna go crazy when I bring out Cherry Magpie. We get lots of blues in this piece. This is just the regular colours, see? Like, I only have the issue here, and I stopped using the wax after this piece. But yeah, so I'm coming down this page, but I've also decided in the diagonal, I've decided that from now on I'm not doing that. I'm just going to keep going across. You'll see as we get through some of my full coverages, I'm going across like the width of the first row of pages rather than the entire thing, because no thank you. Let me just sort something out. Sorry, YouTube was bugging me on my bottom screen. But anyway, so that's basically where I am. And this is actually for my mum. My face is all dusty, hang on. See, I'm working on this for my mum, and it's like, you're not got very far if it's for your mum. I know. I just was loving it, and then I just stopped loving it. I'm not gonna like discontinue working on this or anything, because I do love working on it. I'm going to be working on it in February for full coverage. February is just finding where it's going to fit in that schedule, because as you're about to see, I have a lot of full coverage projects. But that is Tiger. I don't have oh, my fabric's falling apart. I guess I'll just start piling them over here for now. Okay. So we're just going to go between full coverage ones and regular, because I can't be bothered to sort them out. But anyway, next on the Notion itinerary is Little Owl Patchwork Owl, and this one's abysmal, the amount of progress I have done on this. So this was a new year, new start in 2025. Because that's when it started. I did most of part 1. And that's it. That's all I've done. It's finished. Like the cell itself has finished. I just haven't. If you've never been to my channel and that's on YouTube or here on Twitch, you will know I am very bad at keeping up with cells. The only cell to date I have completely finished is the Haid 2024 cell. Because it was a frog. Not kidding. I finished. That's the only one I've ever finished, and that's a full coverage. But I haven't finished any of my smaller ones. Yeah, we're gonna find that out very quick when you see the next stitch along I have on this list. But anyway, well, technically, I have finished another cell. I've actually finished 3. I finished the holiday countdown last year, this year. Well, technically 2024, 2025, and the Valentine's. Anyway, but other cells, But anyway, so this is by Historical Sampler Co. They're the artist and the designer. This piece is 149 stitches wide by 149 stitches tall, so it's a nice square. And it's got 6,625 stitches. I can't remember if that's total. I think that is total. Yeah, I can actually check. I have Pattern Keeper open. One sec. Yes, 6,627. Although I had to take 2 off because 2 of them are not actual stitches, they're like center points to help. But anyway, I'm 14.12% done. This was my first day working on it, I'm pretty sure. I think that's what I did in one day. And then the only thing I don't like about Notion is you can't just go through the pictures, you have to come out and go into the next, and that's basically where I am. But the fabric doesn't look that colour. But let me bring the notebook back out. So I have put 936 stitches into this, and that is on part 1 in 2 days. So I worked on this for 2 days and I put 936 stitches in, bringing it for just the first part from 0% to 53.42%. That's it. So let me show you my tiny progress on this. Look. Oh, this is a piece of 32 count vintage linen. But see what I mean? It's in the pictures it's like grey. In real life it's like tan. But yeah, that's all I've got done. But the colour palette is really nice. And when I saw this again, I was like, ooh. And that's the needle minder that came with it because I bought this as a kit. I think I bought this just before I went and had my surgery in November of 2024. So I had this to look forward to. And I have the other stitch along they did last year, the Secret Garden. Not even started that one. Not even started. I'm so bad. I told you I'm so bad. But yeah, so there's that one. Happy New Year to you too, Tapood. How are you doing today? Let's see. Folding this up. I really like those nails. Thanks. It's Am I Everything You Fear by Mooncat. Great. I'm making a mess. Hang on. This is our next one. So next up is the 10th. Artwork by Mandy Manzino, charted by, again, Heaven and Earth Designs. This is 550 wide by 757 tall, and it has 416,350 stitches. I worked on it in 2024 for 3 days because I worked on it during full coverage February. And during those 3 days, I put 1,342 stitches into it, bringing it from 0.78% to 1%. So this is how I started this. So I was doing it in the Royal Rose method. There are tutorials on YouTube on how to do this method. I did not get along with it very well, which is why I now do diagonal. And this is basically when I started doing the diagonal. I do have plans to go back and finish this section here to bring it to the end of the page. So that way when I start this, I can just keep going in my diagonal. Because it's going to be annoying to fill those in. So I might fill those in and then come back and then start the diagonal properly when I work on this next. Yeah, 3 days, like I just said. Oh, there is more pictures. Hang on. We'll look at this picture, but the next picture is this one, so we won't bother with that one. Because that will just be spoiling it. Yeah, see, this is another one. You can't see it, but this is another one that's turned yellow just from thread wax. Another reason why I don't use it anymore. This just has a nice yellow border around it. I think most of these are going to be getting washed, but it's just difficult. But yeah, so that was the last picture. I do have one more obviously, but like I said, that is where we're up to now, and there's no point in me showing it to you because ta-da, you can really see the yellow on the screen. That is disgusting. But yeah, that's basically where I'm up to. So I started doing the diagonal. And the worst thing is, because I think it's because I'm not working on these as often, which is also why they're turning yellow. But I just need to give them a gentle bath, because I don't want to wash my grids out, because these ones you have to wash at high temperature. But I have my Doctor Who needle minder with this one, and then I have my own button that I turn into a badge. No, I turn into a needle minder. But yeah, so this was what I have in this diagonal to go. But what I might do is, like I said, I might come over here and finish that bit. And as always, all of these projects, all my full coverage projects, except for Novu Mermaid Air, which again I don't have out to show you because I'm an idiot, they are all on 28 count, but Novu Mermaid Air is on 25. Sorry, I have like dust all over my glasses. It's really hard to see. Should have cleaned them before I started, but here we are. Yeah, so that was 3 days worth of progress. So in 3 days, I ended up tying off all the threads that were on this side, like that were left. And like that's why you can see there's like single stitches in the middle of nowhere. Those were me ending my thread and then starting again over here. And I do have, I don't know if the camera's going to pick it up, but I can see it in real life. I do have a tension line where I stopped doing this method and started the diagonal. If you want to see how the back looks, it's a mess. But that's how it looked in the Royal Rose, and that's how it looks in the diagonal. And I don't know why there's just this bit of canvas just there. We're in the bin. There we go. But yeah, I just need to figure out a way to wash this. But I might just wait till it's done, because what's the point? It's just going to get grubby again. So, but yeah. So technically we are into February, I'm pretty sure by now, but because January only had 2 projects, we're not going to do the break until we get to March, if I remember when that is. But we're just going to put this over there. Okay. Oh, this one's, hang on, let me bring up Notion, because this next one is a big one. It's on a frame and I have to grab the rest, so give me 1 moment. I'm just going to mute myself whilst I grab this. Right, here we go. I have it now. This is another one that's turned yellow over time. It's also very loosey-goosey. Oh, why did I touch the top? It's all dusty. Don't touch the top of these. Okay. So next up is Frogs Kissing. This is another artwork by Jodie Bergsma. Oh, I didn't actually show the cover photo for the 10th. Hang on. We will go back to Nova Mermaid Air in a sec. But this is the cover photo for the 10th. Oh, Zelda, why? But here is the cover photo for Frogs Kissing. So again, artwork by Jodie Bergsma, charted once again by Heaven and Earth Designs. I am, as always, starting in the top left-hand corner of all my projects. So I have a whiles to go before I get to the frogs. But, you know, again, this is another one I started in the Royal Rose. But anyway, stats. This is 350 stitches wide by 466 stitches tall. It has a total of 163,100 total stitches, and I am 1.15% done with this. And in February I worked on this for a total of 3 days, again for full coverage February, and I put in a total of 1,086 stitches, which brought it from 0.64% to 1.15%. So very slow, but here it was. So as you can see, I'm actually stitching this on a plain piece of 28 count. When I started this in 2021, I could not find pre-gridded 28 count. It was like it was whilst the pandemic was kind of on again, off again, and so it was really hard to find some fabrics. So I ended up having to grid this myself, and when you see this, YouTube's getting a very small preview because of the way I've cropped this, because I'm bad at cropping things, because I was just busy setting this up last night. I didn't have time to double check it this morning before I started this afternoon. It's very bad. The gridding's very bad. But anyway, I started with this red fishing line, and I very quickly grew tired of it, so I ripped it all out, and yes, the entire thing was gridded. I had actually gridded the entire fabric, so I ripped that all out, which was fun. And then I decided to draw my lines. Actually, you're going to get a preview of my line drawing on this, because I was using a mixture of like a really thick pen and my usual pen. But this is when I started to convert it into diagonals, and I have to come up here and fill this in. You'll see what I mean when we get to it. But looking at this is so yellow. All my projects, the thing is I can't even wash this one, because then all my grids will come out, because it's literally all gridded. Yay me. But anyway, there's the first photo. There it is, and again, we won't show the last one because that is where we are. Even though I'll show it after for the difference between the yellowing and now. But let me show you. So this is where I am now. Again, 1.15% of the way through. See what I mean about it being yellow? And it's just disgusting. It's ew. I really want to wash this, but again, look, I've already drawn my grid. So if I wash it, I'm stuck. Although I might wash it anyway, just because of this gridding so bad. It's hard to tell what I'm doing. Maybe this one will get a wash and none of the others will, because this thread's supposed to be white. But I think this was genuinely when I was using my thread wax, because as you can see, this one's white, but this is the same colour and it's yellow. I think this is thread wax, because I stopped using it after a while because Tiger was yellowing, and I was like, oh. But yeah, so I'm slowly filling in this part of the diagonal, so that way I can just keep going. That's why I've got 2 of these. I have so many of these bobbies. They're so handy. If any of you are working on projects that have lots of threads, bobbies. I have dubbed them boobies because I always use at least a pair, but they are bob-ease, like 2 E's and a Z. Yeah, so there's that. But I'm very happy with how some of the charting on these Hades are turning out, because it's hit or miss with Hade. Like, those of you that know what it's like. Right, real quick, let me just put this down. I did go over the stats for this, didn't I? Yes, I'm pretty sure it did. 1086 stitches, I definitely said that, yeah? I'm pretty sure. I will. No, I'm kidding. I'll go over it again just in case. Just in case. So Frogs Kissing had 3 days on it, and in those 3 days I put 1086 stitches into it, bringing it from 0.64% to 1.15%. So there we go, just in case I forgot. But Novu Mermaid Air, this is one that I do have, it's just not with me here today, it's in this bag and I'm done. So this is another Heaven and Earth design. This is Novu Mermaid Air. I have the whole series. You can get these because these ones specifically are retired. You can now get them from Pain-Free Crafts. So you can buy them as kits as well from Sarah at Pain-Free Crafts. So if you really want to do that, you can. I am doing the Haid version, though I do want to get this one as the pain-free version just to do a comparison between the pages. But this one is a Selena Fennec, again retired, again with Pain-Free Crafts. But this one is 223 stitches wide by 215 stitches tall. It's a bit of a weird one though, because if I go back to the cover photo, it's not, because all this white in the background is blank. This is just the cover photo I took from Haid. So you'd stitch this tail and this bit and the hair, but everything else like this white here doesn't exist. So it's not a true square one or rectangle technically. So this is another one. So this one is the one I'm stitching on 25 count 1/1 full cross. I started my very first Haid, which we'll get to later, which was a restart, but we'll get to it, so I won't say what it is because we're going to get to it. I started that one 2/1 on 25 count, and it was very thick and bulky and I hated it, so I've actually scrapped it to restart it. So now every project is full coverage, it's 1/1 on 28 or 25, but this is the only one I have left on 25 count. But that's basically where I got to on the first day working on it. I'm colour completing by the top 3 pages, but I'm doing all the outlines first, so as we go through this you will see. So that was the first day, and then I brought it out again because I didn't touch it until I did full coverage February last year. So that's when I brought this back out, and it had 4 days on it because I was actually really enjoying it until we get to picture 4, and then you'll see why. But whilst we look at this picture, I will go over stats real quick. So I put in a total of 1,563 stitches into this in the 4 days I worked on it, and I took it from 1.86% to 3.4%. So that was my second time working on it. So this was the first day of full coverage February that I worked on this. And as you can see, if we compare, it was just more filling in the border, because yes. And then this was the next day I worked on it. So the way I was doing full coverage February last year, and I'm doing it differently this year, I haven't worked it out what I'm doing for this year, but last year I was doing 1% on a project. So I'd pick a project, I'd work on it till I reached 1%, and then I'd put it away and work on another one. This one stayed up for a bit longer, as you can see, because it went from 1 to 3, because I was enjoying just working on this until the last picture. And it's because I ran into a wall of confetti. Now, as you can see, I had started to do When Notion Wakes Up. There we go. I had started, hang on, I'll just do that. I had started to come in the diagonal because this whole thing is filled in with white. It's meant to be the cry neck white, but I can't be bothered, and I couldn't get it at the time. So I decided when I was doing this, I was like, actually, because when I was filling it in, as you can see, there are some gaps in the border. So I was like, okay, if I fill in all these gaps first, it means when all this is filled in, all of this, I could just come in and just colour complete in the diagonal rather than because some of the colours, it was like one stitch here, one stitch there, one stitch here, one stitch there, and so I'd have like lots of trailing threads, which isn't a problem, but I don't want to be like, here's a stitch, oh it's not until here, so I need to cut it and put it there. So it was easier just to take a thread and go wee with it. But yeah, so that's basically how I worked on this. I think that was the picture I just showed you. Yes. See, this is what I mean. I wish Notion would let me just press the arrow key and take me to the next. So as you can see, we have a bit more of this border filled, and then I ran into, with the last page, I just clicked on it, there we go. As I get to the last picture, I ran into Confetti Central. Also, don't know why this picture is so blown out in this corner. It just is, apparently. But I was just getting a bit fed up with taking a stitch, doing a few, taking a stitch. So I was like, you know what, this can be put away and it can come back out. And I also went a bit lower on this side. But I meant to stop at this blue line. So this blue line indicates the first 3 pages. So I have most of it done. But I just got a bit fed up with it, so it's been put away. It's in a year-long timeout. But yeah, like I said, 1/1 on 25 count. So that's that. Salentines we're going to go over because I don't have that with me. I have a habit of putting my finishes into a bag. So, oh, and I haven't been going over when I started them, but you can see the start date. But this one was started on the 15th of February 2025. But this is Salentines 2025, and this was a collaboration between 3 companies. So Everto is the distributor of the boxes or the kits. Roxy Floss Co, or also known as Kerry, she's the owner and dyer of Roxy Floss Co, and she dyes fabric too. And Modern Folk Embroidery, you should all know Jacob, he makes the charts. So every year, for the past couple of years, they make a design. So this was 2025. This was my mock-up that I made because it was a paper chart. I don't do paper charts, so I remade it to put it into Pattern Keeper for my own use. So these aren't accurate colours. You'll see the colours as we go through the WIP pictures and then the finish. But I worked on this for 12 days and I finished it in those 12 days. So I took it from obviously 0% to 12%. Yes, I took it from 0 to 12% in 12 days and completed it. No, I took it from 0 to 100. And I put in, this is a rough estimate because I could be wrong because my charting could have been off, but my charting software put it at 6,775 total stitches. Now this was not a full coverage, as you can clearly see. It was just a border, and as we go through the pictures, like I said, you'll see. But this was day 1, so it was basically a stitch long in the sense that we started it on February 14th, which was Valentine's Day, but I was working on something else, so I didn't start to a day later. And then we had to have it finished by a certain date. There was no, it had to be finished. It was if you wanted to receive rewards. And I think I just missed out, so I didn't get the rewards. But it wasn't like a reward like how Haid does it with the Haid Sal. It was more like you had to enter your finish into a drawing to be picked to win a reward. But it doesn't matter anyway. So I bought the full kit, so it came with a lovely, all of this was hand dyed specifically for this project, and this needle minder was for the project too. So this is on a piece of 40 count arrowroot linen by Roxy Floss Co with her threads. Now I don't remember what these ones were specifically were called, but this needle minder is stunning. I actually have it still, it's on my trolley, but it's a very heavy needle minder. It's a very sturdy enamel needle minder. But this is basically where I got to on day 1, so I was just doing the border. And that was basically it. And then I worked on more of the border. I like to colour complete. You'll see when I work on projects, I was colour completing. So I had finished these, or maybe I was doing them at the same time, because they're already there, but they weren't there on day 1. Oh no, they were. Okay, I'm a liar. Apologies. So I was doing them and then I'd do my 3, then I'd carry on, because that was how I was counting, because this was easier. So then we have my 3rd day working on this. I'd finished the border, and I'd started working down here, and I also started to do the second colour in the border because it was taking ages. Because it was 3 stitches, stop, 3 stitches, stop, 3 stitches. So I was like, okay, we'll break it up by doing some of this. I wanted to see how all the colours looked together once they were laid out. So that's how it looked. I actually loved working on this project. And then I did some more with the bird. I did have some issues with counting, I think, on this, which were more my fault than anyone else's, and me charting because I had to copy it off the paper. So any mistakes were me, because I'm pretty sure these didn't line up originally when I stitched it, and now they do. No, I think it was something here wasn't lining up, and it was because I was off somewhere in here, and I can't remember what it was now, but I remember it, but I don't. But yeah, I think it was something like this, because as you can see, it all matches, and it didn't when I did it, obviously. But it does in this picture, because I don't take my picture until I get it to look how it's supposed to. And Notion's getting on my nerves. But anyway, next picture. Then more of the red. This red was really good. Like, it was really nice and vibrant, and the variegation in it was just mwah. And the pink, but the blue's my favourite. Blue's my favourite colour. So anytime I get to stitch with blue, I'm very happy. I did buy 2026's Salentines, so that will be in the floss tubes when I get to that too. Because those are going to start back up this month in January. I'll have this girl first and then the floss tube when I record that. But this picture also shows you what I mean. Like, in my streams on Twitch, I have spoken about the difference between linens and even weaves. And these pictures, you can really see the difference between the two. Because linen is just uneven. Like, you can see all these slubs, I think they're called. And it's just, it doesn't bother me. Some people it does. It doesn't bother me. But if you want to try stitching over 2 on any fabric, I recommend even weave, just so you don't get confused with all this. But once you do, it's fine. Yeah, so we have the 2 phoenixes done now. We have this bit done, and we're starting to work on the center motif. So I was working bottom to top. I think at some point when I'm doing this, I get a bit like scared that I'm messing up, so I start coming up here and filling up here in. I'm pretty sure that's what starts to happen. Oh no, I keep going a bit more. So we've done all the red. We've done the 20 and the 25, half of it, because it was all 3 colours there. Well, technically there's 4 colours, but there was only 3 in the numbers. And then that was all I did. I did these bits. But Jacob just has a way of designing these patterns, you know. I just sent an email off today to Everto to ask for the colour conversion for his newest sale, because on their website they have this preview of it with this blue fabric and these other colours. I really want to do that one, so I just sent an email to be like, hey, can I know what the colours are for this one, please? We have more of the swirlies. They're coming in, the loop-loops. These were so fun to stitch. Well, I mean, all of this was fun to stitch, but these bits especially. It was not fun to recharm, but to stitch. Different story. Trying to see where I am. I think we just looked at that picture. It's so hard to see. So yeah, so I've come up now to branch off this way, and I've done this side. And we have the more of the 20, more of the 25, and I put my initials. I think I put them in this gap. Do you know how hard it was to figure out where to put my initials? Because my initials are awkward. So there's my initials are in this one. So there they are. I put my E there and my G there because I was trying to space it evenly, but it doesn't look even. They are, because I was judging it off of, I think, these elements, but it just looks off, and it's because my G. It's always the G. And you'll see my initials on the holiday countdown, because I charted them in on the last day. Whoop, I don't know what's going on with Notion. I don't know why it's gone over there. Hang on, let's reopen that. Come on, Notion, play ball, please. Oh, that's right, we did get all 4 colours in, because there's the dark pink and there's the lighter pink. Well, the salmony, I think. I can't remember. But anyway, now I've done up here, so we're getting close to it being done. These were fun to stitch. I mean, like I said, all of this was fun to stitch. It was just great, so great to stitch. I'm looking forward to this year's. I might show you this year's once we start stitching if we have time to, but yeah. So we just did that one. I think I just showed you that one. Yep, so we're getting close to the end. So there's the second, this is the second to last picture. The next picture is it completely done. So I did this wing, I did up here, this was all done. All I had to do was this side with the pink and then fill in the last phoenix. And I think these look like the needle minders when they're done. So here it is, here's my finish. Again, I don't have it to show you because it's been put away, but there it is, there's my finish. 12 days to do all that. And I loved every second. I was kind of sad when it was done. I'm always sad when a project I work on is done, because it's like, what do you mean? It's done, it's over with. Why? Yeah, I just thought we'd just look at this finish one more time together. But yeah, I can't wait to start this year's. Oh, we have a Zelda hair on it. Enjoy the free Zelda hair on my project. But there's my birdies all done. My other birdies, I told you they look like the needle minder. There we go, there is my Salentines. Claps. Now this one is Animal Almanac. This is my very first stitch along. As you can see, I started this March 20th, 2020, and I still have it going to this day. I have plans for this one, but they just haven't happened yet because I'm planning it for this year. I just also haven't figured out what I'm doing this year. I'm taking every month as it comes at the moment and deciding. But anyway, so this is Animal Almanac. This is charted and designed by the Frosted Pumpkin Stitchery. It says 107 stitches wide by 294 stitches tall. And this is a total of 20,088 total stitches, and I am 66.29% of the way done. So this is the cover photo. This is all 12. So this was a year-long sale that started in 2020, and it ran from obviously January till December. You're gonna see when I stopped. So this is when I really started working on this last year. My first goal was to finish that border, because as you can see, I got to July. This is all I did on this. I got to July and I stopped because I stopped working on Ada. I could tell you why. I mean, I could tell you why. Look at all the projects I have. I just started working on Ada. I then fell in love with even weaves and linens, and now I hate Ada, but I'm pushing myself to get through the few WIPs I have left on Ada. So this one, Chinese Zodiac, I think it's the Alice in Wonderland sale by not Satsuma Street. Oh no, it is Satsuma Street. No, it's fine, my brain's just somewhere else right now. And I was like, no it's not, but it is Satsuma Street. I think that's my last one on Ada. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure those are the ones I know I have. But I'm tackling them one at a time. So right now we're doing Animal Almanac. So I obviously completed these as and when they came. So in January, I think I was a little late though, but I did January, I did February. I think I have, no I don't, never mind. I do on my phone, but not on this, on Notion. So I did January, and these have the 12 threads in them, which are the DMC Sparkly. So all the snow globes, like the border, is a 12. So this was 3709 and this was 318. That stuff is horrible to work with. When I was doing these, oh, it was so annoying. Yeah, so let me just show you. I won't show you the last one even though that one's finished. I'll just show you the other two pictures. So this was when I first started working on it again last year, so I did all that. So again, it was practically empty, and then I started to fill it in. So whilst we look at this picture before I show you the reveal, Animal Almanac. I worked on this for 7 days last year, and I put 2,391 stitches into it, and I finished part 7. So I took this from 51% to 100% for the border, and then from 68.43% to 100% for part 7. Total, I don't have a total one because I'm silly. I can look it up in a sec. But I have 13,317 total stitches into this out of the 20,088, which puts us at 66.29% total across all 12 parts. Thank God I had Pattern Keeper open for this because I'd be screwed. But here it is. Here is my one and only for now Ada project. If I just fold it that way, this works. So we don't need to, I'll just show you this side real quick. So like I said, this is on a piece of, I don't know what that is. Oh, it's fluff. This is on a piece of 18 count Ada by Jodrey Designs. And I'm stitching this 2/1. So as you can see, so there we go. And the gridding you can see, which I stopped at a certain point, was a sulky sliver. It was actually very nice to use for gridding. I just have to hope it comes out. But yeah, so my stitching has neatened up. You can actually see the progression of my stitches neatening as I go through this project. But there's my froggy, he's my favourite one. There's the hippo, we have a panda, we have a bunny, we have a fox and a penguin. And then we have a dog selling ice cream. And then number 8 is a, oh, what's it called? He is I can see it in my head. He is a koala having a bath. And I have the official Animal Almanac needle minder. I got this from Frosted Pumpkin when they do their end of year sale for needle minders. I bought this one, and I bought one for the Chinese Zodiac and for Midnight Way, because I don't get these from America. I get the kits when the Homemakery here in the UK sell them, but this one I kitted up myself, so I don't have anything else. Yeah, it took me about a week, and I was working on this last March, every Wednesday stream, to get that done, or that part done. So it took me 7 days to do the border and then part 7. So we're going to switch back to here for now because we have ads coming up, and I just want to catch up on chat real quick. So we'll have a little break, because I explained this at the start, but if you weren't here at the start, let me just re-explain. I am reading chat, but I'm not responding to chat until I have a break or I'm in between a project, which is a bit easier because I'm going to edit this up, and I thought if I do this, it gives me specific points to edit for this. So that just explains why. I'm not ignoring you, I do see you guys. I'm just not responding straight away because I want to focus on getting this done. But anyway, but hi Doctor, thank you for the 35 stream streak, even though it's much longer, but thank you. How are you all doing? Anyways, I'm here, sorry I've been lurking, I had to nap after last night. Oh, don't worry about it, little. Your toe is more important than this right now. But guys, I got YouTube stream to work. It's very awkward because I have 3 previews right now. I have the 2 for OBS, and then YouTube itself has got its own little preview. So I'm seeing that on a delay. It's very awkward. Yeah, I thought what we'll do is we'll have a break between, so because ads are going to start soon for Twitch, we're going to come back here to make it easier. But yeah, how's everyone's second day of January? Anyone done anything exciting besides trying to break their toes? Whilst the ads are going to happen as well, I'm going to sort these projects out because they're not in order. And it just makes more sense to do it now. So I'm still going to be responding to you guys, I'm just sorting projects out too. Over here for a sec. That way, so you can sit there. Death. Anyway, put death. Death for now for a second. I think that's next, but death is last. Can you tell I was really organised? It's such a stupidly easy injury to happen, of course it had to be me. Yeah, I know what it feels like in a different way. It's like I said on when I had my toe surgery. When you injure something, you seem to smack it more. Like when I had my toe done, I just kept smacking on everything, and it was numb still, so I couldn't feel it. Fortunately, but it still sucked. I'm just trying to. Oh, I don't have the 6 portals isn't coming out. That one's staying where it is. What's my next full coverage? So it'd be this. I have dust or something in my eye. Hang on. I have a whole hair under my eyelid. Oh, how lovely. Where'd it go? You are not sitting in there. Oh, I see it again.
To all the ladies with grace.
I think I've got it. I say I think because I can't see it. I so stupid. I think that'll have to do. It's not in my eye, but it's in my eye still. We've come to a compromise, me and this hair. Okay. Yeah, little stubbed her toe last night. She's lifted the nail off. Ooh. And technically we're now even, because when I had my toe surgery, although my toe was completely covered and you couldn't see a single thing, I sent Little a picture of the bandage, and so Little's now got me back by sending me her actual toenail. Although it wasn't intentional, she was sending me a picture of not Hades. No, Hades. It's fine. My brain is gone. But yeah. We're even Stevens now. Also, hi everyone, was lurking, got to work from home today. Oh, nice, Mischief. You know, it's nice when you get to work from home. I'm just in the middle of doing a WIP Parade. Kind of. I'm having a bit of a break at the moment because we've got ads going here. So I'm just sorting out my full coverage projects real quick. So I guess the possibilities keep going. That leaves me with this pile still. Okay, still have a pile. I'm running out of room. This desk is so big but so small at the same time. It's kind of annoying. Yeah, sorry about the pig. I was trying so hard to keep my foot away from him. Oh, don't worry about it. I knew you weren't just being like, hey, look at my foot. You were like, look at Hades. I just happened to just look and I was like, oh, that looks bad. So this, then this, then these, although this just got to sit separately. Then these. I'm running out of room. Speaking of Hades, have you seen the latest sneak peek? Uh-oh. Let's have a look. Is that a bloody spider? Looks like a spider, but I don't think it is, but it looks like one. I think it's just a bit of dust. It was just a bit of dust. It's fine. I was just freaking out over nothing. It's fine. Let's have a look. So far. Oh yeah. So far, there is nothing I really like. We have AI slop. Oh, by the way, those of you that were waiting for Crisabug to come out on Unconventional, you should head over there now. They haven't got many, but they have got some. Right, I'm going to go back into this now. So I'm going to half ignore. I'm going to read, but I'm not going to respond to messages until the next ad break, unfortunately. They what? Yeah. Yeah, just 3 at the moment. So walk, don't run. Gone. Bye, Lil. That was it. We've lost her. Anyway, I'm going to go back into this now. So I will see you guys at the next break, even though I'm not going anywhere. Right, oh god, my pile is so big, it's fine, you have to just ignore that. So next up on the Notion is Melody of the Night. This is artwork by Leonid Afromov, charted by, once again, Heaven and Earth Designs. I got it upside down. This was a start in June 2024. And it has had the least amount of progress put into it. Well, it's actually had the most, but the least as well. So, this is 625 stitches wide by 457 stitches tall. And it has 285,625 total stitches. Here is the mock-up of what it will look like. I still have something in my eye. It's fine, it'll have to wait. Let me just grab my notebook. I moved it and now I need it back. So in 2025, I worked on this for a total of 14 days. and put 1,972 stitches into it, bringing it from 0.40 to 1.03%. So this was when I first started it, and as you can see, where's the diagonals? They come into play in a minute. But this was just the day I started it. I did a whole live stream over on Twitch. I think the VODs for this have been uploaded now onto YouTube, but I kitted it up on stream. So this was a community project where people could redeem channel points over on Twitch to pick my next, well, not to pick, but to make me more likely to start this. And so we did it. It was reached within a month. And so in July not July, because I started this in June, I started kitting it up, and this was what I did on the first day, and I realised very quickly why I don't like doing this method. Now this is like the cross-country method, which is where you just take a colour and you run with it, and I very quickly learned that it was a mistake for this project because it's a very dark coloured project. As you can see from this cover, we're up in this top left, and it's just lots of notion. We're gonna have a fight. Lots of dark colours. I do like how I can see this though. When we look at the actual stitching, you'll see this. It looks like a gramophone, like you'd put your vinyls on. But yeah, so this is a lovely pattern. I need to get more of this done. So then I was like, okay, diagonals it is. And it was very annoying doing this because you're gonna see I still have a few of these confetti stitches left, because I'm about here-ish on it now, and it was very annoying to fill in this section with the diagonal, but I'm going to be out of it soon. But this was like, I was like, nope, diagonal it is. And I only work on this on Thursdays on my streams, although not at the moment. So because I was doing last year, I was doing a rotation of 1%. So after 1%, I spin a wheel, then I work on a different project, but this one always comes out, but it hasn't come out yet. I worked on it for, like I said, 14 days. And then I reached the 1.03, we spun the wheel and Ivory Crow was picked, which is a new style I'll be showing you soon. And I ended up working on that for the rest of the year, and then I started another full coverage, and I've been working on, well actually I started 2. And then I worked on them. So this one's been very neglected. So this one's coming back out. This one's going to be worked on a lot during full coverage February. This is going to be my Thursday piece. And then Fridays will be another new start that I already have done. So you'll see that soon as well. So yeah, more diagonal stitching, just trying to fill it in even more. And again, I stream on Thursdays for 4 hours. So I was only getting 4 hours, and once the stream stopped, I stopped working on this. I might have done like a stitch or 2 to fix things when I did errors, but I never worked on it any more than what I did on stream. Because this is a stream only project, meaning if I could have worked on this off stream, but this is my rules. So no one is telling me I can only work on this is me, because I want just Twitch to see this one come along. Well, technically YouTube too, when I start doing the streams on YouTube more frequently. But I just want, you know, this to happen and that. So we'll get there. But yeah, so more filling it in. And again, so like I said, as we're coming close to the end of filling in, this corner bit was the worst. It was the absolute worst, because it was like a stitch here, a stitch there. So learn from me, do not do the diagonal when you started cross country. I think that's the same picture. It's like I said, it's hard to tell. Yeah, getting closer. Sorry, there is still something in my eye. I thought I got it, but apparently not. So you just look at that picture for a sec. think I've got it now. It was a tiny cat hair. Okay, I think I got it this time. I had an actual hair, like an actual cat hair, and then I had a splinter cat hair. But apologies. Back to talking about Melody of the Night. So yeah, so a lot of the people in my Twitch community love this project. Like, they love seeing it come out for streams. So I feel bad that it's not been out since maybe the summer. So it's going to come out again in February. And we're going to figure out different rotations so this one comes out even more. And I think I came up with, we will do 1,000 stitches, depending on how big or small the project is, like the other full coverages are. And then that'll be done. And then we'll come back to this for just 1%. So this one will get more time on it. So there's not such large gaps between me working on this and that. So yeah, so there's some leaves and that coming in. So this is the start of what I called the gramophone, and you'll see why I call it that in a bit. I think, yeah, that's where we are up to, I'm pretty sure. So I will not show you. Actually, I don't think that is. No, it's not. So that's the start of this diagonal that I'm currently on. So that's the last picture I have. So with that, ta-da! Here it is. This is where we're up to. See what I mean when I said gramophone? Like, you put your vinyl record on here, and there's the little speaker bit, and it's like brom brom brom. Yeah, so that's where it is. And like I said, everyone on my Twitch streams loves this, and it just needs to come out more. But as I said as well, look, as you can see, there are a few stitches here and there that still need to be filled in. So most of this first page is just going to be like this, and then it'll be ready to go. So like I said, in February this is going to come out every Thursday. Another project I have yet to show you, which I can't bring out to show you because it's so big, so it's another picture one. Because I realised that when I was taking my break just a second ago, I was like, oh no, but it's fine, it's fine. But yeah, 14 days last year, because like I said, I started this in 2024, so that's when I did most of this, and I brought it back out to do that. And if you want to see what the back looks like, so some diagonals, the backs get pretty messy, and it's just because of the way the thread is. Like, if there's only a stitch of it in one diagonal and it's in the next, it carries over. But I never go more than a diagonal. So this one does look, this is like one of the messiest backs. You'll see some later. I'll try to remember to show you some other backs as we go. But yeah, so there's Melody of the Night in all its glory. So let's bring Notion back. Ooh, what's these? This is the Possibilities Evolution Rainbow. This is charted by Heaven and Earth Designs, and the artist for this is Alyssa Gerwig, or Walking Melons. And this is the project I have dubbed the EVs. Now, there is a problem with this picture. I bought this chart when it first released back in 2018. I have since changed it, but if you haven't, this part is wrong. In the mock-up, if you have the original version and you, like me, did not download, it's too late now, this is also retired. If you did not download the new copy of this chart, there's a colour called, I think it's 09. So this is back when the new 35 released, and there was this whole issue with Hade. You can look it up on the internet. I don't want to go into it because we'll be here for another hour. I spoke about it on my Twitch streams long enough. But basically there was an issue when the DMC 35s came out, and this one was charted with it. So this is DMC 09. If you have this chart, you need to go into Pattern Keeper or whatever charting like software you use, like whatever pattern software that you use to make it look like this. You need to change 09 to 3371. and then it's correct, and that's the only other issue. So luckily I haven't got that far. But let me show you where I originally was, because like I said, I started this back in 2018. So I had done 2, maybe 3 pages. I'd got to the 3rd at least. This is on 25 count, this original one. As you can see, it looks it's an older picture, so it's not very good quality. But you can see these stitches look quite thick. They look quite bulky, because they were. I have very fond memories of working on this first page. Like, I can remember... Notion, we're gonna fight. I can remember everything I was doing the days I worked on this first page, right? And most of the 2nd and up to the 3rd. And then I decided I don't like 25 count 2/1. So I restarted it on the 6th of March. Let me just look at my original tracker for when I originally started this, because it's at the very top. I'm pretty sure, no it's not, but I'm pretty sure it was in 2018. I can look through my pictures real quick. Well, I would if blooming iOS 26 let me. Who decided? There we go. Okay, it's letting me now. Now I've complained about it. So let me go to the very top of my camera roll. I think I have it. If not, I have that photo, so it will tell me when I started it, at least, hopefully. Maybe. No, I apparently don't. Oh, I do, but I only have that picture, which is from 2020, which is not right. I know who has it. Hang on. My Instagram, but my other Instagram. Hang on. I can fix this. I just have to switch my profile, because I sorted that out, because I'm going to start posting on my Emily Stitches account again soon. But I just have to switch accounts real quick. Go to my profile. I didn't mean to click boost it. I started this in Sorry. I started this almost on the same day. I started this March 4th, 2018, roughly. Right. I know you can't see my pictures, my original progress. 3 weeks. Oh, maybe I didn't then, because I said the last 3 weeks and that was March 4th. But you get the point. But yeah, I started this in 2018. And I restarted it March 6th, 2025. And I actually did this as a start along with my friend. Sorry, I hate OS 26. I will complain about it for the rest of my life. I started with my friend and mod on my Twitch streams, Little Valentine. So we started this together. Except she's doing the supersized. No, just the max colour version. She's doing the regular size with the max colour. So there's my little start. I did 1,000 stitches on this on the first day I worked on it, because it's, as you can see, it's all 310. Except for like a few ninja stitches of green. But I didn't go over stats. Anyway, so this is 500 stitches wide by 783 stitches tall. It has a total of 319,500 total stitches, and I have only worked on this for 2 days. Right, I worked on it for 2 days when I started in March, and in those 2 days I put 1,835 stitches into it, bringing it from 0% to 0.26%. So this is basically where we are, but I'll show it to you properly. But I really want to point this one part out, right? It's my favorite part on this chart. Oh, this is my needle minder. This is my artwork. by the way. It's one of my emotes on Twitch. It's my Rip It Stab. It's my favourite. It's my very first emote I drew. And it's very fitting that it's on this project. It's normally on Frogs Kissing, but because I hadn't worked on that, I put it on this one. But anyway, I really wanted to talk about this bit. Budgie. Right, who else sees it? Who else sees it? Budgie. There's his little heady. There's his face. And there's his little body. But he's a little green budgie. It's not meant to be there, but I just couldn't help but notice. Like, if I bring Notion back up and I bring the mock up, you can even see it. Like, it's easier probably to point out. Hang on. The budgie sitting on Leafeon's ear. If I go to my original, not that one, the original picture, budgie. See? It's just so cute, so I couldn't not. But yeah, so that had whoopsies. I only worked on this for 2 days, and that 2 days I did this, and I just have to finish this bottom bit of this diagonal, and then come back up here. And I started this on a stream. So when I started this, I started it on my stream on Twitch. And I loved every second. And I think this was a Thursday, and then I stitched on it some more on Friday. But this was before I streamed on Friday, so I didn't work on it on stream. But yeah, what that first picture showed you was what I did basically on stream. Or kind of, I did work on it off of stream, which is how I reached 1,000. But I did most of it on stream. I just love full coverage projects. I don't know what it is. But we're going to move off of full coverage for a sec. Now, again, I don't have these with me. I do, but I don't. But you've seen pictures. Like, if you've watched my floss tubes over on my YouTube, then you've seen these kind of in person. So we have A Year in the Woods, the Fox, which is a finish. I started it March 21st, 2025. I don't have the stat for when I finished it because I'm amazing at my job, my one job. I can look it up real quick, it's fine. I am really prepared, can you tell, guys? So I finished this on the 20th of April 2025. So there you go. So this is a series called A Year in the Woods. And I started with the fox, which is number 1, and then I moved on to number 12, which is the reindeer. You're not going to see anything else because it's on a stupidly big, it's on my Millennium frame right now that I bought to put my chatelaine on that I don't have yet. So this is sitting on it, which is why I haven't got it, because it's such a big piece, because it's a massive piece of fabric. So let's do stats first before I talk about that. So this is each one of these is 100 stitches wide by 120 stitches tall, so each individual ones. And the way it worked with this series is you could stitch 1 on one piece of fabric, or you could stitch 3 on one piece of fabric, because they were designed to be in sets. So you had the winter ones, which was the reindeer, the fox, and the swans. Then you had spring. I'm not going to name them because I'm going to forget. But then you had the spring series, then the autumn. No, spring, then summer, then autumn, and then that was it. But I'm doing all of mine on the same piece of fabric, which is a 40 count linen. And it's a piece from Swigart called Stormy Night. Although I have seen it as Stormy Vintage Grey. So if you can't find Stormy Night, it might be under Stormy Vintage Grey. I don't know why. It's named 2 different things, but I have seen it be named 2 different things. But when I worked on this last year, I worked on it for a total of 13 days, and in those 13 days I put 6,711 stitches into it, which brought it from a new start to a finish, so 0 to 100. I did have some major frogging, so here's the mock-up. So I have recharted most of these because they come as paper charts, and again, like I said, I don't do paper, so I spent time recharting these for personal use, so I can have them in Pattern Keeper, and I can have the mock-ups, which makes it very nice. So this is the fox, and you're going to notice in a sec, you might have already clocked it when I showed you the first day of me working on this what I did wrong. So I started on the fox. I was like, yeah. Now, you might have already noticed something's off, but maybe if you don't, we'll keep going and I'll explain when we get to it. But yeah, I did all this in one day and I was like, oh, that's so good. Like, I love this colour. And this was worked with both the DMZ and the called for specialty threads, which I think for this one were gentle arts. So I was working on it, I worked on it some more, and look at this, right? I remember when I posted this in the Discord, I was like, it's starting to look like a wasp. Right? I did all that. So I got to here. And you might be like, well, why have I've stitched the ear? But again, let's go look at the mock-up, not that one, the mock-up. What looks off about this? So remember, I've stitched all this orange in the face. And now I'm stitching this ear. And it's still not clocked yet. I was an idiot. I stitched all the white with the wrong colour, as you can very clearly see. So I spent the next 2 hours, whilst I was crying, frogging this entire thing, to the point where I had to give it over to my mum to continue frogging so I could eat my dinner. Because I couldn't do anything else until this was frogged, because I had to get rid of all of it. I had to start again. I think I could keep the face, but I basically had to start. No, I think even the face. Yeah, the face was in the wrong orange too. So I started it again, and this is where I got to. I think this was after a day. I got back to here, but I was very upset. As anyone can imagine, all that work, all that thread was wasted too. All of it. Wasted. Gone. And specialty threads aren't cheap. Even gentle arts, they're like £1 something for a skein that come on a card. So I was very upset and annoyed. Luckily, because the way I was doing when I was working on these is I tried to keep specialty threads to use in the next one, so I don't have to keep buying a ton. But anything that might need more than one, I buy an extra one, obviously, just in case. If it's not used, another one, then I buy what it says. So yeah, so I went back to it and I was like, right, I'm gonna finish this because I just wanted this out on my site, but I also loved it still. So I did all that. I then did all this. And I just, no, wrong picture. I just kept working through it. Just picking a colour and going with it. I do tend to normally leave the white till last, but on this project I couldn't. Because I really needed the white to help count off stitches for like the tail and the body, because I didn't want to make the same mistake again. So I didn't. So I just had to put the white in. And then the fox was getting closer and closer, and I wanted the fox done because I needed to use the fox to count elements off of for the house and the trees and the snowflakes. So I get closer and closer to finishing, and I don't think I make any more mistakes after this, other than like the odd, oops, I put this in the wrong place frog. Not a major mistake like the wrong colour in the wrong place. But there's the tail. That tail was so annoying but so fun to stitch. I kid you not, like working out the ways to get this thread, because I literally just wasted a ton of thread on this project when I made that mistake, but I don't like to waste thread, so I will try and make a length last as long as I possibly can. I will use the needle threading technique where you put a needle threader, one with the metal bit on, like the metal loop through the fabric to pull, and yes, I have broken 2 of those from doing this, so I'm not allowed needle threaders anymore. I broke mine. Actually, I've broken 3 because I had my original one, then I bought another one, and then I borrowed my mum's and I broke that. So I'm not allowed those types of needle threaders anymore. My bad. But yeah, so the fox is like, I think that was the fox completely done at this point, and now it's like the trees come in, and I put 1,000 stitches into this again one day. I can't remember which day, but one of these days I put 1,000 stitches in. I was so pleased because it just helped this project go right along. This house was fun, like every element of this was fun. I was just annoyed when I stitched all that in the wrong colour, as anyone would be. And then the last photo is it completed. So there it is, there is my finished Year in the Woods. And I actually bought this set when it originally came out, like 3 years ago now. So I've had this one, I actually had this one ready and kitted up to go for like 2 years. And I finally took the plunge last year. So it was a long time coming. I have most of them. I think at this point I have all of them ready to go. But I had up to like the Jackrabbit kitted. So the rest I had to kit up. I have most of the houses kitted up and ready as well. Their house series. And I'm also getting from Megan at Coffee Craft Fabrics the patterns for the Year in the Woods part 2. Because I'm excited and I'm going to do all those 12 on a second piece of fabric in this colorway at this size. So that's going to be fun to do at some point. So up next, I just need to find it in this pile. Of course, it's at the very bottom. Let's just shimmy the pile and drop it off. So up next is The Frog by Gecko Rouge. So these come as kits, right? You can only buy Gecko Rouge projects as kits. This one and what was it? I can see it in my head. The Death Head Moth, I think, were my first purchase, like my second purchase. I purchased the Gamer Nouveau from them first, and then I bought this at something else. But anyway, I have not many, but I have a few Gecko Rouge kits. Some I haven't started yet, and some I have, and we'll go through the ones that I have, because I started 2 of them this year. So this is one of them. This is The Frog. This is artwork by Lorna Lane, charted by, obviously, Gecko Rouge. Now this is 323 stitches wide by 429 stitches tall, and I started this April 3rd, 2025. I can't remember why I started it, I just felt like starting it, so I did. And it has 81,556 total stitches, and I'm 9.74% of the way through. And I worked on it for 14 days last year and put 7,947 stitches into it. And it's stitched 1/1, full cross on 28 count pre-gridded even weave. So I have some of the days I worked on it. I haven't worked on it for many. Also just noticed a little smiley face right there. Do you see him? He's so happy. Oh, I hate Notion right now. So yeah, so I also always get, if they're available, a matching needle minder to go with my project. But the way I'm working on this, I started in the middle and I slowly made my way out, as you'll see as we get through these. I made my way out very slowly to the center, to the edge, because I wanted to do the outline for the frog first, because then I can fill it in, because I want to do the frog first, and then, like if we go back to this, I want to do all the frog first, and then the flowers, and then the background, because I can't do this in the diagonal, because it's not proper full coverage, and it's a kit. So it's hard to do the diagonal on this sort of project. So that was my first day working on it. This was my second, and I think, no, this might not have been my second, or maybe it was. Doesn't matter. Anyway, one of these days I worked on this, I also put 1,000 stitches in, because I was enjoying it so much. I'm just checking my phone to check the gallery for this I have on my phone, because I like to keep albums so I can see my progress. Yeah, no, it's definitely missing a picture. So on the second day I worked on this, I had some of this outline for the eye done, I had this eye done, and I had up to this bit. So I had done this bit. So I don't know why I'm missing those. And then the next day I had more of this done, which I think was when I did 1,000 stitches, and I had what you just saw up to here. But only one of the colours. There's about 3 or 4 colours in this outline, but I was working on one of them, and I got all of that done to, I think it's this line here, so up to there, so ignore the rest. And that was my 1,000 stitch day, and then this brings us to this, which is day 4. of working on it. Again, I don't know why I'm missing. I upload every picture to Discord that I take, so why I'm missing them, I have no idea, so apologies. But yeah, so I got to here, and look, my needle minders are on point. Then I did this, so I did more, I'm trying to look between the picture and us, I did more of the outlining and some dark colours. Yes. Then I started doing this green. Now in real life this green is more like a browny green and not a dark green. I don't know what's going on with my colours. You'll see what it looks like properly in a sec once we get through these pictures. So, and apologies if I click on the same picture twice, I can't tell with Notion. So I did some more of that dark green. More of that dark green, because I did start to do this lighter green and then I got a bit like, ugh. So I started doing the darker green, and I really wish with this, when I'd started it, I hadn't done that. I wish I'd gone from least to most with this, because I'm now at the point where I don't know what to do, because I have too many stitches in areas where I'd want to end with a pin stitch. So I'm kind of stuck. But yeah, so more of that. And then I did this, this, and this is where we are, so I will not show that one. But ta-da! Here we are. So as you can see, like, look, I told you it's more dark. It's more like a browny green than it is a actual dark green. Again, color issues. That's my phone for you. Yeah, so some of these off stitches, like some of these are part of the flowers in the background, but because there were only a few stitches, I thought, oh, why not, because it will help with counting, and it made more sense, and I had the thread left, so I was like, why not? And it was a bit difficult because I'm using pattern keeper to differentiate between the frog and the background, so some parts have it because I was just like, why not? Yeah, so this is in a nudge, so it fits perfectly the entire frog, so I won't have to move this until the frog is done. And then I'll probably move it this way to do this big flower, and then do these two little flowers, and then move it this way to do this flower. But I do love it in here. I'll show you the back. So not bad. I don't carry because I'm trying to work in sections. Like I've barely carried my thread, and all these long lengths are from where I've ended and started because I do my loop start and end. But yeah, it's not a terrible back yet, but I am running out of room, as you can see, to fill in. So I might have to, when I next work on this, because I started the third colour, I might have to start with the least and come up to the most. We'll see. I have time before I work on this again. But yeah, so that is the frog. So up next is another, well, the next two coming up, two that I don't have with me because they are finished. So we have A Year in the Woods, the Reindeer. I started this April 21st, 2025, and I finished it July 30th, 2025. Because I can't remember why I stopped working on this for a little while. But there are mistakes in this. Oh, wrong picture. Yeah, so this is another cottage garden sampling. So again, it's another In the Year in the Woods, so it has the same dimensions. This one had 5,688 total stitches, and I worked on it for 11 days, bringing it from a new start to a finish, so 0 to 100. And these are the pictures I took. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, there was 11. So this is the mock-up. Again, I charted this. Charting software you have to trust in, because look at how bad the colours look. And I think it's because that really pale colour is a specialty thread and it doesn't know what it's doing. But yeah, so there's the mock-up of the reindeer. And here was my first day working on it. Look, we get a sneak peek of the fox. So I ended up doing this, and I think this is where I went wrong. I ended up starting with the antlers. I should have started in the middle, but I was counting off, so I counted off the snowflake to make this snowflake. And then I counted off that to the antlers, and I can't remember which of these antlers that we're going to see I did wrong, because there's like 3 colours, and one of them I counted wrong. And it was a little annoying, because I just went with it. I didn't bother fixing it, because the next day, I think it was the next day, because I had a migraine. And I just kept stitching anyway, because I can't do nothing. I refuse to sit in bed and do nothing, so I stitched with a migraine. It was fun. So yeah, I did more of the antlers. I also didn't have many of the colours, so I think I had to stop here because I had to wait for the rest of the colours. And then I got the rest, and then I carried on, obviously. But yeah, I only had like a few of the browns and a few of, like, just a few colours, and I didn't, because they were left over from the fox. So I couldn't do much more, because this one wasn't one I had fully kitted up like the others. And then I got them in. And then we have some body. And then we have more body and a second colour in the body done, and his neck. And then we have his hooves. 3 of them. I enjoyed, like, I say this with every project, but there are elements I enjoy working on in these, and there are elements I don't. And the confetti snowflakes in the background are the ones I don't like in these. So I leave them till last, because that makes sense. Normally people do the things they hate first, but I needed to do them last because I needed to count off everything else to get to them. So there was no point. I would have made a mistake, and then I would have had to rip them out anyway. So it's fine. And if they are in the wrong spot now, it doesn't matter. I don't remember what that picture was. I think that was it. But yeah, so then I did more of this. So I always work on the animal first, and then I do the background after, because I like stitching on the animal. And I still haven't started the swans yet. Maybe one day. Soon. But not yet. I don't have it. I don't know when I'm working on things, guys. This is my problem. So yeah, so look, his antlers are doing a heart at you. He's like, I love you. But then we have that one. And then I think I finished him. Yeah, so we have a tree, and we have a bit of green down here too. I think it was these flowers. There they are, more green. And the house is coming in, or the hut. There's his little hut. He doesn't live there. Don't know who lives there. Maybe Santa lives there. Who knows? Although I do have Santa's house, so it must not be Santa. Don't know. Maybe his elves live there. That was then, and you can see this fabric makes these snowflakes really blend on camera, but in real life you can see them, but on camera it's terrible. The heart was done, so this was the finish. So there he is, done. And again, these snowflakes, the bane of my existence, and I have many more. Well, I only have the swans to do them in now. And what I decided to do with this one, the animals require Gentle Arts chalk, but they also use, I think, 3865. Sorry, I'm putting my hair back up because it's getting on my nerves. And so I decided what I was going to do is I was going to use the chalk thread on the animals, and then the 3865 on the background elements that need white. Because that way I'm not going through so much chalk. So that's what I did. So from when I do the swans will be in the chalk, but anything behind them will be in 3865, because it just makes sense to me to do it that way. So up next, like I said, our second finish that isn't here is Steampunk Fox. This is by Barbara Anna. And this is an older start. I started this on the 24th of May 2023 and I finished this in August. I want to say the 6th, but I'm just double checking on my tracker. Was it the 6th of August? Yes, it was. I was right. Yes, big brain. So this is the cover photo. So I did try and locate this called for fabric, which is, I can't remember what it's called now, but it's by Fabric Flare. I ended up stitching it on 32 count Cloudstone by Fabric Flare. So this is the first day I worked on it. So this is 2024. So I'll go over stats once we get, no, 2023. When we get to 2024, I'll go over the stats. Oh, but this does have 5,929 total stitches, and it's 118 stitches wide by 101 stitches tall. And it is complete, like I said, it is 100% done. So that was the first day, not much to show. More of this. So I finished most of the fox's face, and I left the white on this till last for the face. I do tend to leave it till last, but like I said, on things where I need it, I can't. So I had to fill in the face. And I do regret it because, as you'll see as we get through, because I left it for so long and I was using a thread conditioner, this project also got yellow. Like, there's a part where I use it on the tail and you can see the difference between the tail and the face, and it's bad. So here's the face done. Here is that face completely done. And some of her shoulders. Then we have her arms holding the house. And then more at the house. And we have two little bunnies. I call these the albino bunnies because they have red eyes and they're white. We haven't reached 2025 yet. I think we have one or two more pictures. Yeah, because I think yeah, the dress. I think I started here. So, yes, because there's 8 pictures left. So this is where I start. So 2024 stats. Here we go. So last year I worked on this for 8 days, and in those 8 days I put 3,298 stitches, bringing it from 48.54% to 100% because I finished it, back stitching and all. I did finish it on stream, but I did the back stitching off stream because I was running out of time that day. So there's a little sheepy coming in here, and I think these sheep are still wrong. I think I stitched all their feet wrong because it's fine. I have to put a mistake in every project I touch. See, because all these sheep have the same feet. If we go back to the cover, this one's supposed to have 4 separate feet. This one's supposed to have, these two are supposed to be the same, but this one's different. But no, on mine, they're all the same. And it's fine. It's fine. But my favourite element about Barbara Anna's are like the borders and the berries and the leaves. Like, I love all of the Barbara Anna stuff, but the vines and the berries and the the vines, the berries and the leaves. But there's a colour in here that is a very beautiful colour. So we have more berries. This blue. This blue is my favourite blue on this piece. We have leashes or leads on these sheepies. I don't know why. And look, every Barbara Anna has to have her key. And I think with this picture you can actually start to see the yellowing like round the bunnies. because again I was using a thread conditioner and not the wax. You can really see it, and you can see the difference in the tail and the face, and the tip of the tail was stitched with the remnants of this, so that also had yellowed. So I just don't use thread wax or conditioner or anything on my threads anymore. I don't lick them unless I'm cutting it off at the end, so it doesn't matter, like I'm trying to thread the needle. But other than that, I don't do anything because I'm just there's no point. Yep, more. I think this was the picture I just showed you guys. Sorry. It's so hard to go through these because I can't just press next. That's the only issue. I can't just press next. So we have some, I don't know what these are. And I think I made a mistake on this too. No, I did, because some of these were, this one I think was one too high. I cannot remember, but I don't think I fixed it because there is no point. I'm lazy. I don't like fixing mistakes. Unless it's going to put everything else off, but because I'm not counting off of this, it's fine. But yeah. Then this is our second to last photo. This is basically it done before the back stitch, but there are bits in the background that still needed doing. These chickens need their eyes. But we have corn. Well, this one's missing its thing. And the house is missing its thing. And the bunnies are missing their eyes. And then here it is. Here is the finish. I wish I had it to show you, but I do not. So sorry, but this picture will have to do. This picture is the finish. But yeah, so there's her whiskers. She has her whiskers. She has her other key. All the back stitching was done. So that's Steampunk Fox done, and I have many more Barbara Annas to go. So next up is Queen Bee. This is another Gecko Rouge kit, and I started this on the 25th of April 2025, and it's still a WIP. Yeah. So this is another Gecko Rouge artwork by Lorna Lane, charted of course by Gecko Rouge, and this is 227 stitches wide by 308 stitches tall, and it has a total of 44,606 total stitches, and I'm 12.08% of the way through. So here's the mock-up, and again I started this right in the middle, and I was colour completing kind of, and then I gave up because I got very sick of the dark colour. So this was day one. I was doing these in 10 by 10 blocks for this body because it was easier because of all that fill-in. So I'd do 100 stitches, then move on 100 stitches, and then I did the arms and a bit of the wing. Then I did some more. I did the bum bit. Well, not the bum bit, but I did the underneath part. And I think a bit more of this wing and that other wing. Then I got bored of the blue, which is technically what it is. It's not black, it's navy blue. And so I started stitching the yellow. And look, we have an outline of the heart and this wing. And I think these are parts of the flowers. Oh no, it's his little leggies. It's his stumpy little legs. And more of the yellow. So this is the little crown on top of the bee. No, it's the heart on top of the bee. I can look at things. So yeah, so this is the little heart that's on top of the bee. And then you got the crown, which is going to come in soon. What's different between that picture? Oh, that picture didn't have it, that one. So this one. There's part of the crown. And then the next picture is where we are, so I will not show you that one because I have it. Da-da-da-da-da. So here it is. So this is stitched 1/1 on 28 count, pre-gridded even weave, and it's full cross. Everything is full cross. Yeah, so this yellow I'm enjoying, as you can see on the needle minder. I'm stitching. That's the crown, and I've started to fill in parts of the heart on this colour. And then I got a bit bored, so I put this one away because the next full coverage start I have, not the next one, but when I worked on this again, is because the next one, you'll see why when I get to it. But I was in between starting, so I couldn't start anything because I had to wait. So I worked on frog and this until that itch was satisfied. But like I said, I did work on this. So I worked on this for a total of 9 days last year. And in those 9 days, I put 5,388 stitches into it. So I took this from 0% to 12.08%. Because it looks amazing. And this is very small, like that blue line is the edge. And the edge is just at the top there. And I think the bottom is just there. And then I'll show you the back of this one real quick. So there you go, you can see my little 10 by 10s as I was working on this. I didn't go down, I just did a 10 by 10, stop, 10 by 10, stop, 10 by 10. And then I did the next row. And that's just how I worked on this. But I do want to pull these ones out more, I just don't know when. Okay, it's break time again. But during this ad break, I think I'm gonna take a quick break now, and then like I said, I'll catch up with chat when I come back. So let me just quickly take my break, and when I come back, we will catch up for a minute. So I will actually switch to the BRB, so I'll be back real quick. I'm back. Right, let's go back here real quick. So we'll just do a quick catch up. So I saw Dr. Melody of the Night when that came up. I was like, hee. That's why I mentioned that some of you guys really like that project, because it's true, you do. Because, yeah. I wonder why you're working on this one, Emma. I don't know. It's EVs. It's because I love EVs as much as you do, Lil. I had to go big or go home for EVs. Yeah, Lil did go big. Although big would have been supersize max color, which would have been too big. That would have been, oh my goodness. That would have been enormous. That would have been like, yep, never working on that again. I'm knitting with Maple in my lap. Aww, that's sweet. So I don't know how I'm gonna edit this. I also need to record an intro for this when I'm done, because I didn't record one, but I'll do that probably like tomorrow or something. And we might not have time to stitch on Olivia's hydrangeas on stream today. We are getting close. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We have 10 more to go. And we've just made it to May. Woo. So let's go and crush these out. So let me grab the next one. And I will speak to you guys at the next break. So. Oh wait, it's gonna. Let's do this. There we go. We are back to the notion. Next project, Ivory Crow. Now this was a new start in May. This was my monogamy, and actually this year in 2026, over on my Twitch stream, me and my friend Lil Valentine, or Lil as I refer to her, are going to be doing Margaret Morales May. And we're actually going to be working on another Margaret Morales. We're actually going to be starting the same one, which is Celestine. Because that was my very first Margaret Morales Haid purchase that I bought when she first came out, and that's that one. But let's go back to Ivory Crow. So I was heavily influenced and enabled by Jessie Marie from Jessie Marie Does Stuff. I saw this cover photo and I fell in love, and I bought it and I kitted it up and I started it May 1st, and I worked on this every single day in the month of May, and it has been out recently because, like I said, when we were showing Melody of the Night, I had some projects, like we were doing the rotation. Well, after Melody of the Night, this one was spun, so I've been working on this one. So I will show you up till one of the photos. But yeah, so Margaret Morales, one of my favorite artists. I actually have every single one of her diamond paintings that Diamond Art Club have brought out so far. I haven't started a single one yet, but I plan to, because I just love them. But anyway, Haid, Margaret Morales. This is 500 stitches wide by 644 stitches tall. This has a total of 332,000 stitches. And I worked on this for a total of 38 days, 31 of which were in May. And in those 38 days, I have put 12,904 stitches into this, bringing this from 0% to 3.89%. We are hoping very soon, I think it was at 13 or 14%, nope, 13,000 to reach 4%. So we're getting close. So this was my start in May, so May 1st. Again, the diagonal method. I started this, I couldn't make up my mind. I did have it in my Millennium frame for the month of May, but the first day I switched between Millennium and a regular Q-snap, and I hate the Q-snap because the ones I have are off-brand. I have a few official ones, but the ones I'm currently using, like for this one, are off-brand, so they don't have that tension. I like tension in my pieces. But anyway, so that was my first day. This is a week, so I didn't include every single day, I included weeks. So that was day 1. This is day 7. This was day 14, so this was 2 weeks. This was day 21. And then this was it, I think, when I next picked it back up after monogamy. So after it was spun for the stream. So I've been working on this every Thursday since it was spun. Except for a few, I've missed a few. Plus in December, I didn't touch this one. So it's been heavily neglected. So there was that one. But yeah, I get about 4 hours a stream to work on this, and I worked on this for a little bit after, because like I think I nearly finished that diagonal. And then I think that was the same picture, apologies. And then this is the last picture I'll show you, because the next one is where we are. So for that, I will just boop, boop, show you. So as I said, this is Ivory Crows. So this right here is one of the crow's wings. That was a mouthful. So this is part of the wing. This is another wing. Like, this is the back part of the wing. And soon, because that's part of the head coming in, but I think the head for the crow starts on the next page, unfortunately. But we haven't named her, but whatever her name is, we get her on the 3rd page, and I am on the 3rd page. So this is page 1. Page 2 is about here. I don't know where the line for page 2 is. Oh, I can just see it. It's right there. So that's page 2. And I'm in page 3. So somewhere in here, she's going to get a head. But yeah. Apologies. One of the dogs just got out. But yeah, so I'm going across. So this was the project. I decided, as I said earlier, that I wasn't going across pages. So I'm still coming down for page 1, but I'm not doing the harsh lines. So already, if I was doing this like that, page 2 would be about here. So I'm keep going, because there's no point. I'm going to go do across the top. When I started this, it was in the Millennium frame, so it was really wide, so it was fine. But now I'm going to have to do across to a certain point, move the frame a bit, and keep going. I wish I had the money and the space for every full coverage to have its own frame that fit the entire piece. So I would just have to roll instead of... because I want to go across the top row, and then I come back and do that row. There's one I am doing that on because it's staying on its frame because it's so big, and we'll get to that in a few projects. We have 9 more to go total. But yeah, so there's Ivory Crow, and I hope to do more of this year. Again, all my full coverages will be coming out in February, for full coverage February, so they will get more time put into them. It's just figuring it out. Plus, for Christmas this year, well, technically in 2025, I got 6 kits, 5 of them technically, because one of them was mine, but I got 5 new kits for Christmas, and I'm trying to work out when to fit those in. They're probably not going to be starting in February, but I just don't know when to fit those in. I haven't worked anything out yet. I am bad. Okay. So our next WIP, and this one is not a full coverage. You can actually start to see it, so I'll bring Notion up so we can talk about it whilst I grab this. Next is Cherry Magpie, my absolute favourite piece. And it's the reason why it's not done, because I don't want to finish it because then it'll be done. But I also want to finish it because I can't start Blueberry J until this one is done. But yeah, this is Cherry Magpie. This is artwork by Jed Egg Stitch, and it's also charted by her because she is the artist and the designer. And all my projects, I should say, I haven't actually been going over all the hand-dyed ones. I think I've said what they are, so I'm fine. Actually, I think because I've had so many regular ones, or they're all 28 count, or as I've said, plain, well, pre-gridded even weaves. But yeah, so this is on a piece of 40 count linen in the colourway Temptation by Roxy Flosco, and I'm also using the Roxy Flosco conversion that Kerry, the owner and dyer of Roxy Flosco, has put out. Now, when I first started this, there was no floss pack for this, so you had to go to Kerry's Instagram. Evertote, if you go to their website, which is evertote.ca, I think it is. Yes, if you go to evertote.ca, you can find it on there. So the thread pack for this is on there, and it will come up the fabric, and there's also a thread pack for Blueberry J. So I'm going to get that once this is done, and not later. But this, I love this. This blue thread is my favourite. You'll see it as we go through. But yeah, so I started this on the 1st of June. So I finished Monogame, and I was like, I need a new start. Cherry Magpie it is. And this is 140 stitches wide by 180 stitches tall, and it has 11,948 stitches, kind of, because this does have, if we look at the cover photo again, it does have specialty stitches in these cherries, and I think I'm gonna do them. I just haven't done them yet, but she did also say you can just do 4 regular stitches, but I think I'm going to do the others, the specialty ones. So on day 1 I did this corner. Now I have loved this project. It's just so hard to look at for a long time because it's so bright and vibrant. It's a dull vibrant colour, if that makes sense. But like you can see, like this needle minder has been blown out because I've been trying to correct the colours to make it look a bit accurate, but this blue is my absolute favourite. This light blue, it's my favourite. And then we have day 2. I did these heart motifs and these little diamonds. They were so fun to stitch. And we have some more coming in with day 3. And then I started to do this, and I think I made a mistake on one of these and I had to rip it out and do it again. I'm not 100%, I could be wrong, I could be misremembering. But regardless, then we have some of the leaves. Now, when you stitch this, your colours are, if you use the Roxy Flosco conversion, because it's a conversion, the colours are not going to be accurate. So they aren't going to look like this. So if you look at these leaves, they look quite similar in shade, whereas mine don't. And I'm fine with that. Like if you're not, then maybe don't do this conversion, do the regular, do it as it should be. But I love Roxy Flosco thread, even though it's very expensive to get here in the UK because it comes from Canada, but I think the price is worth it. Like I literally said earlier, I have asked Evertote for the conversion for Modern Folk Embroidery's 2026 stitch along, and I plan to do that at some point, along with everything else I have plans to do. Oh boy. So yeah, so the leaves of the cherry are starting to come in, and then I stitched the cherry and the basket, and I think this was the day I put 1,000 stitches in, because again, I had 1,000 stitch day. I think I had about 3 or 4 last year. I've had one already this year, and it wasn't today. I think yesterday's 1,000 stitches is my new record, with 1,122. But it's colour blocking, so it's fine. But anyway, yeah, so more with the cherries and the outlines. Then I filled the cherries in. They're very nice cherries. They look very succulent. Even though I don't like cherries in real life, these look very juicy. And I think I did these tiny little cherry stems as well. No, they were already done. Ignore that. They'd been done for a few days. And this is the last picture I will show you. Sorry, I did the pot with the flowers that are upside down. You know what? I actually forgot I did that until I looked just now. But yeah, when I was originally working on this, I was working on it in a smaller nudge, so I was only going to be able to work on some of this. It's now in a big nudge, as you can see. Big nudge. Now the camera might freak out a little bit, so just be warned. This isn't the one that goes all funny when it tries to autofocus, but it might go a bit funny because of all the colours it's trying to focus and stuff. But there's where we are now. And in 2024, I worked on this for a total of 8 days, bringing this, well, no, and I put 4,629 stitches into this, bringing it from 0% to 38.74%. So nearly 50% of the way through. I was hoping to have this almost done or done by the end of last year. Just didn't happen, but this is my favourite. This colour is a little washed out again, but the picture of it is a bit more accurate than it is on camera at the moment, but it's very nice. But the camera's struggling to fix the colours, so this looks like it blends in, but it doesn't. But this fabric isn't as vibrant as it looks on the camera. It's more purpley than pink. But yeah, this is very nice. Like I said, it's Temptation, and I can't wait for the next one. Yeah, but there it is. This has been so fun. Again, I want to stitch on this more. I'm actually thinking of doing this month along with another project and switching between them on Wednesdays. We'll see. I haven't done the schedule yet, so there's time for me to think more. But we have a cat. We have our Molly. That's twice now. That's 2 years running. And she's just stepped on my project. She just stood on my project. Not this one. My other one I've got over there. She just... Oh. Molly. But that's twice Molly's made an appearance on a WIP Parade. She made an appearance last year too. Except on my bed, not on the desk. Hang on, I have to fix this one now because this is the one I want to work on soon. And it's got a big footprint in it. Molly, why? I blame you, Zelda. Right, there we go. I put the tension back. No. Right, we're getting that. I have 3 projects left, but again, some of these I can't show you because I don't have them. So, up next. Hang on, my magnets are mating. My magnets are mating. Please let go. No, not that one. Let go of that one, please. Thank you. Right, next up we have Verdant Reverie, which is artwork enchanted by Sprouting Lupine. Now this was a new start, so this is exclusive, so unfortunately you cannot buy this right now. Unfortunately, this was exclusive to the Midsummer Stitch that happened earlier last year. It will be out sometime this year though, so if you keep an eye out on her socials you should find it. But this one's very beautiful. So in one of the discords I'm in, we've been doing a full moon style, so you work on something that has a moon on it, and I'm doing, as you can see, the bell pull version. And sorry, I'm just trying to keep myself hydrated from all this talking I'm doing. But yes, so there are 2 versions. There is a small version with just the Luna Moth and the bell pull version, and I'm obviously doing the bell pull version, though I might later on do this version on a different coloured fabric. I don't know which one yet, but I did want to get the called for fabric for this, but I ended up opting with a Coffee Craft Fabrics because this one actually fits perfectly. It's kind of similar to the called for, I think, in my opinion, but I haven't worked on it very much. We've had a few full moons and I've been working on other projects, so I haven't pulled this out as much as I would have liked. So I did a tiny start. the day before the full moon because I just wanted to see how the fabric looked. And you can see there are some other colours in here. They're not as vibrant and noticeable in real life. This was just my editing to make these colours pop a bit more because this is an orange thread, as you can obviously see. Don't know why I need to tell you it's an orange thread. But yeah, so that was the sneaky start, and then I did some of the border. I haven't done all of it, I just did a bit of it. And I did some of the ginkgo leaves, because if you remember from my floss tubes, I was working on this at the same time as the Divine Beast Sow, and my DMC 16 was with that and not this. So I was trying to switch between the two, but I have it in this project now because that's done. So yeah, so that was my first day working on it, and this was my technically third day. I've worked on it for 3 days. Yeah, not much progress. Technically I just showed you what I've got to, so we'll just do this. Ta-da! So there's where we are. Not much, I know, it's very pitiful. But I find it difficult to work on this when I want to work on other things a bit more. Yeah, so this is 73 stitches wide by 216 tall, this version. I don't have stats for the other one. And it's 7,486 stitches in this. And I have worked on this for a total of 3 days, and in those 3 days I have put 1,170 stitches in, bringing it from 0% to 15.63%. So again, a very pitiful start. But this is on a piece of 32 count even weave, and I'm stitching this 2/2 full cross. But so Coffee Craft Fabrics doesn't name her fabrics, so this doesn't have a name, but it's a nice colour and it helps these colours pop. But yeah, so that's that, and I'm using the called for DMC. So that is Verdant Reverie. And next up is another project I don't have, because it's a finish. So this is Divine Beast Sow by Needle Lot Design. So this is the mock-up for that picture. I am just going to my stats so I can see when I finished this. I started it on the 8th of August and I finished it on the 17th of November, this 2025. I keep wanting to say this year. And this was a Ko-fi exclusive sow, so you had to be a member of her Ko-fi to get these. The first part, which was the border, was free, but all the other parts you had to pay for unless you were a member. Now you can buy the whole thing and just stitch it as you want. But I was a bit behind at first, so she nearly done it again, guys. She literally went to go step on my project again, and as I went to move it, she nearly stepped on it purposefully. I'm talking about the cat. So I moved it and it's fine. I just saw it down, not sawing out again. Anyway, so yeah, I started this and I did the border and I changed it up. I saw a floss tuber stitched by Liz, or stitched with Liz. Oh, what is it? What is their name? I'm looking through my playlist real quick, so I want to give them a shout out because I think it's only fair if I copied their idea. Stitched by Liz, and she's an Australian-based YouTuber who stitches on the same kind of projects as me. It's very nice. I didn't know that until I really started to watch her, and it was like, oh, I stitch on that too. I know that project. But anyway, so she did her border, because if we remember back at the mock-up, it's 3 different colours. She stitched it with DMC 121, which is their variegated blue. So I was like, I'm going to do the same. Mine didn't go as well as it did. That first corner, perfect. The second and the third and the fourth, not so much, but that first corner, that's how I wanted all of them to look, like this. But yeah, so part 1 then came out and I rushed to finish part 1. Well, I didn't even finish the border. I did half of it and then I started stitching on the Pegasus. So I got the wings done. Then I finished the Pegasus and then, well, the outline, and then I started working on the rest of the border. I then finished the border and I did the little sparklies, although they were done then. And then by the time I'd done that, part 2 came out, which was Cerberus, and you can see my shadow from where I messed up on him. But he is a good doggo, and I did his outline, and then I did his background elements. So I did their names, and both of their names. So the gold thread I used was PB01, I want to say, which is the Petite Treasure braid in gold. And I stitched just the names. They did have a recommendation to stitch these bits up with them, or maybe, yeah, the corners. I was like, nope. So I just stitched the names with the gold. And so I did the background elements. We have another key appearing in a design. But this is why the DMC 16 was not with me, because it was with Verdant, it was with this one, because there it is in the leg. So then I started to fill in the colours. So I was going from the most to least, I think I was, when I started working on this. Or I went least to most, I cannot remember now. But I started working on Cerberus, and I was filling as if a colour was in Cerberus and the Pegasus. I was doing both. And then I ended up doing 1,000 stitches again. And I finished Cerberus. I think I showed that one already. But yeah, I ended up finishing Cerberus. That's got a little patch there missing. But anyway, I did 1,000 stitches on this one of these days, and I did a ton of colouring on Cerberus. And then I was colour filling still. And then I think I got completely caught up. Yeah, this is it completely done, like parts 1 and 2. And then I was just waiting for November for part 3. And then part 3 came out. And this one was Cetus, which belongs to Poseidon. So we had the 3 gods. We had the Pegasus with Zeus, Cerberus with Hades, and Cetus with Poseidon. And they had their Greek names. But these bubbles were the bane of my existence. They were so confetti heavy. It was so annoying. But yeah, I was colour completing after I did the outline. So I always do the outline first, and then I start to fill in with the colour completing. And I did this one, I know I did least to most. I did his trident, and then I filled it in, and all I had left was 2 colours, which was his skin. And I finished him, and there he is. There is my completed, and this is actually my first completed needle project and stitch along. I have many of her projects, and because I'm a member of her Ko-fi, and they're all very beautiful, and I plan to start them all someday. Don't know when. And I also have her Sal from 2025. The Secret Grove Sal. I started it, and I need to restart it because I don't like the fabric I stitched it on. So yeah, I picked a new fabric. I just have to find the time to do that. But there is my finished Divine Beast stitch along. I was well chuffed when I finished that. But this design, so I started this August 8th, I finished it on the 17th of November. And it's 162 stitches wide by 151 stitches tall. I went over stats, completely missed them because I was so excited to show my progress. My bad. So doing that now. And it had 10,731 total stitches, and I worked on it for 15 days and put those stitches in, and I took it from 0 to 100, from a start to a finish. So there we have it. There's my second to last finish. And then we have the Friend, which is another needle lot. And I started this on the 19th of August because in August I dubbed it Frogust because my birthday is the 21st of August. And I have such a tiny start, so I'm not even going to show you that little progress pic because if I show you it, that's everything I've done. So there is no point. I'm trying to get this fabric to fold and it won't because it's so bulky because I haven't cut the fabric down yet. But anyway, so yeah, Needle Lot Design started this August 19th, 2025. This is so tiny. I've actually had this one wanting to start it for years, for at least a couple of years. So I So this is 76 stitches wide by 180 stitches tall. It has 5,869 stitches total, so I should, really, if you think about it, have this done. And nope. I worked on it for one day. In that one day, I put 384 stitches into it, and I took it from 0% to 6.54%. So let me show you where that is. Ta-da! That is my one day's progress, and this is a piece of 40 count linen in the colorway Midsummer. So this was actually the exclusive fabric for the Midsummer Stitch event. And this is Midsummer by Bee Stitch Me. So this is also my very first Bee Stitch Me fabric, and I do enjoy it. I did make a counting mistake when I was doing this, because I didn't put the gap where it was supposed to be. I actually put this gap more up there. But that's all I have done. And this needle minder is obviously a frog, and it's from Glitch Stitch AU. So there we go. We are nearly done, guys. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 3 of which I can't show you. So we're nearly done. So next up is the MIA project. Saga. I have lost this. I don't know where it's gone. No idea. But I started this August 20th, 2025. And Saga Long Dog Samplers. This is 389 stitches wide by 504 stitches tall. It has 104,773 total stitches, and this is what it's supposed to look like, kind of. So this is my plan. So when we go over the colours and that in a sec, you'll see what I mean. So this is my little mock-up I made. But I'm using 2 silks for you, which is why I'm so sad that I have lost this project. It's in this house somewhere. I took it off the frame so I could put the next project on it. And then it's gone, and that's basically what happened. I took it off, and it's been missing ever since. I'm so sad. But anyway, so I am up here, because I was doing, the way I'm working on this, I'm doing the outlines for each arch, and then I'm filling them in, but I'm going to fill them in after I do the outline. So these are my 2 colours. So I'm working on a piece of 40 count even weave. In the colour, it's just white. It's just white. But the 2 silks, I am using PR, I do have it written here. I am using PR 43, which is the charcoal, and PR 30A, which is the blue, black, green. So all my borders are in this, and the fill-in is going to be this. So this was day 1. This was day 2. Don't want to talk about these arches. I have a phobia of clowns, and when I was stitching this, it got so far and I started to see them, and I nearly died on stream because I was so terrified. But yeah, so you can see what I'm going with. So I want to do these little bits with this colour, which is why they're blank on here, because I'm going to fill them in, and then obviously I'm going to fill these in. And it was just a bit difficult when I was working on it. That's why I recharted it, because it's a bit difficult to work out how I wanted to plan my colours. So I ended up planning my colours, and all we have done, we have 2 arches nearly done there, we have almost 3 here, then we have 4 nearly, then nearly 5, 6 and 7. So I worked on this for a total of 9 days, and in those 9 days I put 4,986 stitches into it, bringing it from 0% to 4.8%. So I really want to find this, because again, I need to make a missing poster for this because it is missing. Don't know where it is. But next up is another finish, but I actually have this one because it's a stitch along. This is the Season Dreams. It's the Season's Dreams stitch along by Barbara Anna. And I have finished the first part, which is the Spring Dreamer. So I started this on September 13th, 2025, and I finished this part on the 12th of November, 2025. But each part is about 61 stitches wide by 85 stitches tall. This particular part has 2,868 stitches, and like I said, it's 100%. I worked on it for 6 days, and in those 6 days I put 2,868 days, bringing it from a start to a finish. So this is what it's supposed to look like. Now, the colours on the mock-up and my colours are completely different. I actually thought I'd made a mistake. No, they are the right colours, but for some reason hers are just more vibrant. I don't know why. Hers look more blue, mine are more green, as you can see when this loads. There we go. So that was my first day, because I was actually missing some of these colours. So I kitted this up with the threads in my stash, and then I had to buy them. When I say missing, they're in other projects. So I ended up ordering those, and there was a bit of an issue with that, but I'm not going to go into that. I went into that on my stream when I spoke about it and stuff, so don't need to rehash it. So I did that, and then I did this. So again, I only had one colour or two colours for the face, so I had to wait for the other two. So she looks a bit creepy. Like it looks weird. But then I got the colours and I came back, and the froggy, when it loads, there's the froggy is done. And then I finished it. So rather than showing you that last picture, here it is. So here is my finish. Now with this, I don't know if I want to do all 4 in a row, because that's how they're designed to be in a row, or if I want to do spring and summer and then autumn and winter. I think that's how I want to do it, because I think, yeah, summer's next, then it's autumn, then it's winter. So I think that's how I want to do it. I did talk about this in my floss tube when I first started this, about how I wanted to do it. I think that's how I want to do it. But this is on a piece of 36 count linen. It doesn't have a name because, again, it's a coffee craft fabric, but I have named it light dusty pink because it is a very light pink. It almost looks grey, but it has that slight pink to it. And I'm using obviously the called for DMC and these little bees. So we have a frog, which is my favourite, and we have bees, which are my mum's favourite, so it works. Bzz, bzz. And then we also have some butterflies and this rain. This rain was actually pretty fun to stitch. I actually was dreading it, but it was actually really fun. But there we go. That's my second to last project, guys. We are almost done. Almost. So we have 2 projects I can't show you, and then our final one for today. So next up is the 6 Portals artwork by Rose Catherine Khan, charted and kitted by Pain Free Crafts. Now, this is a behemoth of a project. I am doing 1 portal at a time, so I have started with Autumn Hollow, so that's the one I'm working on. But I wish I'd included it in here, but I have a massive piece of fabric. It fits the width of a standard a double bed. I don't know why I keep trying to say double-sided. A double bed. It's massive. So, as you can see, I started this on the autumn solstice, which was September 21st, 2025. And this piece is 1,206 stitches wide and 800 stitches tall. It also has a total of 964,800 stitches. Nearly a million. I have worked on this for 35 days, and in those 35 days, I have only reached 0.83%. And that is a total of 8,003 stitches. So when I reach 10,000, I should be at a percent. Oh, that's the wrong picture. So here is my very small start on the first day. And again, this was another one I started on stream. Most of these I start on stream because I just stream all the time and I love it. So yeah, so there was my small start. And again, this is 1/1 on 28 count pre-gridded even weave with the called for DMC, because I bought this entire thing as a kit because it would have cost me more to kit up myself. So this was day, so I'm doing it again. So because this one has so many pictures, I'm doing a once a week. So that was day 1. This is day 7. This is 14. And look, we have a little border fox. And then we have the tail of another one coming in. Or whatever this was. There's this swirly. There's that. I just love this piece. But again, my goal for the end of 2025 was to do the first row of pages. I came pretty close. For just this portal, not any of the others, just Autumn Hollow. But this sky is so confetti heavy. You will see it as we go through these pictures. Look at the amount of strands I have, or the threads I have hanging. Like, it just gets worse. Like, what? Like, I have some parked for the next diagonal because they're sky ones, so they were done here, over there. And then we also have, at some point, we have the bird coming in. So that's why there's a lot of stitches down here. And then this is our second to last picture, but more of that sky. And then we were getting back up into this orange again, so it's been a bit more fun. And then this is basically where I am. That's it. I have this 100 stitch box left to go on this diagonal before I come back up here. But look, right there is... No, that can't be it. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, page 1. 60, 70, 80, 92. No, this is page 3. My apologies. So I've made it just a little over page 4. So page 4 is the last page, because it's 202. So I almost made it, almost. If I carried on working on this, but I stream this on Fridays. So when this comes back out, it'll be in February. Well, I was going to bring it back out next Friday, but I'm working on my new start, so I want to do that small. So I might bring this back out in February for full coverage February. This will be every Friday, Melody of the Night every Thursday, and then the other projects will slip in between. But that's basically where I am. And then our second to last project today, we're almost done, guys. Almost done. The Holiday Countdown Sale 2025, and this is a finish. So I started this December 1st, 2025, and I finished it December 25th, 2025. And again, this is a collaboration between Evertote, who made the kits, Roxy Flosco and distributed them, Roxy Flosco, who dyed the threads and the fabric. So this year was a little different. So this year we had half of the threads, half of the 25 were already in the collection, and the other half were newly dyed for this, and some of them are being put into the collection. One of the colours that I used, which we'll go to when I get to it, was called Parakeet. It was my favourite colour. My favourite colour. I need it to be made. It's being made into the collection. I need to find a sampler that uses just that. But this was 113 stitches wide by 137 stitches tall. Now again, my total stitch count is a guess because we're not given that. And Jacob, Modern Folk Embroidery, and Modern Folk Embroidery, Jacob again did the charting. Once again, wonderful charting. So this is my estimate based off me counting my paper chart every single day, because I don't rechart the holiday countdown because I would lose a day. I would lose days. So this had 5,286 stitches maybe. That's just off me counting my stitches every day and then adding up those daily stitches. So I'm not 100%. I could be off. So give or take. But like I said, I worked on this for 24 days, so I didn't work on it for 25 because I did miss a day. So let me show you. This isn't the cover, this is technically the finish, but pretend this is the mock-up. So this is beautiful. This blue right here in this, I'm going to call it a pheasant. This blue is also my G, is my favourite. This was parakeet. This other blue, which is these two birds, and my E, and this, and here, my second favourite. I don't like the peen flowers, the penis flowers as I dubbed them. I think it's just my brain and it's just my dirty mind, but when I was stitching them, I just couldn't see anything but penis flowers. And now you probably can't too, and I'm very sorry. So I will go away from that. But yeah, so this was day 1. So the way it worked is we got an envelope and a thread. So you'd open the envelope for day 1 and inside would be the chart for the day and your thread. And I think what I'm going to do next year, because I am planning as soon as they release these boxes for this year to get one, because I got mine last year in February. They don't turn up till near December, so you have them in time so people don't open them and spoil it. But I think what I'm going to do, I did do openings on Twitch, like on my streams every day, but what I might do is I might record a floss tube every day in December this year, where I open it up with you. I don't show you the chart, but I show you the picture on the back, because there's always a bit of artwork on the back that's similar to the theme, and then I'll show you my stitching. So they might only be like I might make them YouTube shorts instead of actual videos, but we'll see. We have 11 more months. I have time to think about this. But anyway, this was day 1. And I wish I had the thing to tell me what the colours were so I could tell you. But this was day 1. This is a nice grey. I spent ages on this because I couldn't count this part. So the way it works is I started right here. So I came all the way down. And this corner right here, I kept getting wrong. I don't know what it was. I just kept getting it wrong. I fixed it. It was fine. So day 2. No issues with day 2 because it was just fill in the blanks. Nice. And I actually said to my mum, I was like, do you think this is going to be a stamp? Because it looks very stampy, if you know what I mean. Like it looks like a postage stamp. It wasn't, as you just thought. But that was my guess. And then day 3, we got this other colour that we added in to make the start of some leaves and some stems for potential flowers. And then day 4, we got another colour to do some more of this. I didn't finish day 3 because I think this was part of it. I can't remember, but I finished that anyway and I did these. So I did these green bits that added onto the leaves. Day 5 was technically days 5 and 6 because this was the day I missed. So day 5 was this orange colour and day 6 was the yellow. So I ended up stitching them together and I was a bit of an idiot because I was supposed to have taken a picture between the two. So I was meant to have done day 5 picture 6. I didn't until I finished day 6 and I was like, God damn it. So that's why there's no second picture. Otherwise I would have had 25 pictures for 24 days. But it didn't work. But it's fine. So there we go. So day 6, well technically 7 I think now, we got this green to make these stems. This one was off. I noticed that in a couple of days and I have to fix it, but this one's off because they're all supposed to be in line with these leaves. This one is not. Then the next day, it was actually the next day actually because I got this colour and maybe I didn't notice actually yet, but this was off. I can't remember. I think I did fix it, but this bird was off because all these matched, but this one didn't. Well, these two this one matched, this one didn't, and it's because it was off. So I fixed it, and then it was fine. Then we got this lovely blue, which was one of my favourite blues in this, and it was for this birdie down here, and more of this. So it was about 200 stitches a day, give or take. Some would be less, some would be a little more. Then we got this colour, and it was just more of this, like filling in these flowers. These were guesswork. I counted and I was hoping they were right, because if they were wrong I was going to be very upset. They were right, so it's fine. But there was a part of me that was like, maybe I should have waited, but I didn't want to have to go back and do them, so I did them anyway. It's fine. Was that the same picture? Yes, it was. It's hard to tell. Then the next day we got this colour to fill in these bits, and these were different, and I stitched, I think, oh no, I missed a day, hang on. We got these, so we did these pinchies, and I did one, and then the next day when we filled these in, I stitched this one wrong. I stitched it like this one, and I had to redo it. Luckily I hadn't ended and snipped the thread, but I was ready to, so I was like, oops, so I fixed that. So that was fine. Then we got this orange, and we had to do this, and this was technically wrong, but it wasn't wrong on my end. Both Jacob and Caroline, who was the owner of Evertote, didn't notice this mistake until right near the end when a viewer pointed out. But we had this flower, we had this flower, we had this big flower, we had this shelf, which I stitched wrong because there should have been 2 stitches either end, not 1, so I had to fix that, but I didn't find that out until maybe a day or so later, but it was fine. It was just 1 stitch, just add the stitch, off I went. I'm trying to find, it's so hard to see where I am. I might have just clicked on the same one again. Oh no, I might have clicked one too many, hang on. Nope, shelf. This is it. So we had 2 little birdies and some more flowers coming in at the top. And that was it for that day. And then we filled in these 2 birds. And oh, I missed a day, but we filled in these 2 birds on a previous day. And then this color was when I noticed the shelf was wrong, so I fixed that and then did this. And this was Oink. I remember this color. And then we had these 2 birds. That's the only color I actually remember the name of, other than Parakeet as well. But this was Oink. Oh, one of the other pinks is Piglet, because it was a pig theme. Yeah, so we had Oink, and that was that. I think that was the same picture. Again, I'm sorry if I keep clicking on the same picture. I wish there was a way for me to just go to the next. Then we got this darker blue, and it was filling in these flowers and these bits on some of them. And our birdies had wings and they were dancing. And then that was it for that day. I think that's the same picture again, my bad. Then we came off of this flower and we made this, and that was that day. Then we added the 2 birds, which I stitched this one wrong because I stitched it off. I think it was fine in this picture, but originally I stitched it wrong, or it is wrong in this picture, I can't remember. But this one was wrong because I didn't do something I did on this one, but it looks fine, so I think I'd fixed it by then. Anyway, so we filled in the centers of these, and I said these look like pompous men, you know, like early 1800s British men with their little hair and their overall coats. And then the next day was Parakeet, and we filled in the pompous men, so they looked less like men and more like birds, and these are their beaks. And that was that. And then we got this beautiful red, and there was that. And we have ads starting, so I will switch to this screen and take a quick break. And there goes Carly's alert that was going to go off. Thank you for the resub, Carly. I really appreciate it. Sorry I didn't say it when it happened. I am trying to get through these, and then I read chat when I have breaks. So apologies. I wasn't ignoring you, although it seemed like I was. I did see it. I just can't respond until I go to this screen because I've got to edit this. So this is the only way for me to do it. but sorry. But we are nearly done. We have this one and one more, and then I'm done, and I'll probably have to call stream after. We'll have a little chat after, but that's it, because I can't do much more, which is a shame. I wish I had done this on Wednesday, because that would have been better, but reasons. But it's fine. I plan to do more YouTube streams, so my next YouTube stream will not be this. It will be an actual stitching, and that'll probably be next Thursday. So the schedule for YouTube going forward, just to talk about that, just in case there's anyone here who's watching on YouTube. Streams are going to be maybe twice a week over there at the moment. I will introduce more as time goes by, but I don't want to overwhelm my feed. But I want to do at least 2 streams, and they will be Thursdays and Fridays, but they'll be the same as my Twitch. So 3:30 p.m. UK time till 7:30 on Thursday, and then Fridays are 3:30, and they're either 3 hours or 4 hours depending. But yeah, so I will make a schedule for that and post that on YouTube and color code. I'm not going to make 2 separate ones. I'm just going to make the same one and post it and color code the YouTube one. So I'll probably put like a red dot, and that means these ones are YouTube only, or not YouTube only, but these are YouTube ones and not Twitch and YouTube. And I'll probably put a purple dot on just the Twitch ones for any YouTube viewers, but you're not losing any streams. If you're here on Twitch, you're not losing any streams, but YouTube's gaining 2. Just so we're aware. And my hands, I don't know if you've noticed, but they've been getting like redder and sore looking as we've been going through the stream, and it's very not fun. I hate eczema. It was actually starting to look good, and then it's all come back. But it's fine. My computer's done well, the internet's done well, but this internet's good internet, so I'm not surprised. But nothing seems to have happened, so that's good. How many frames do you have? What, Q snaps? The answer is yes, because I have many. I have a bag next to it that used to contain all my full coverage projects. That's now filled with the frames, because I started off with just one, and then I kept buying more because I'm like, well, each hate needs its own, so I don't have to keep taking them out. So on the go right now, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 frames and 2 scroll frames, so 14. That's just with projects in. I don't have a problem. I don't know what you mean. I don't have a problem. I don't know what you mean. There's no problem here. I'm lazy, as you can clearly tell. I don't like switching my projects out of a frame. I took Tiger out of a frame to put Olivia's hydrangeas in, because I didn't want to take Death out of the one it's in, because I want to keep working on Death. This one's going to be coming back out on Monday, but I can't show it. I can't work on it until I've at least shown it in the WIP Parade. And I might do a bonus for Olivia just to show you guys that, even though I haven't worked on it yet today, but I will do once stream's done. But I'm running out of time today. But right, I'm going to quickly, because I've only got 2 projects left, and then we can come back and have a chat. So I'm going to finish the holiday countdown, do Death, and then I'll come back and chat with you guys in hopefully a few minutes. So I will see you. And again, if anyone, I should have pinned a message in Twitch to say that if a note goes off, I'm not ignoring it, I'm just busy, because I said at the start, and I said at my second break, but people keep coming in, and I feel bad because I feel like I'm being a bad streamer by not recognizing chat. It's just, I need to do this, because the reason why I keep going here to talk is so when I edit it, I know where to cut out, because I can just go cut, so it's not as bad. Because we don't need a 3-hour stream on my YouTube. Like, technically it will be, but it'll be in a separate tab for live. But I want to make it a video, so I need to cut out all this and any dead air I have and stuff. Like when my sister was shouting because one of the dogs got out. I don't know if the mic picked it up, but just in case, I have to take that out. But I did mute myself, kind of, but it's fine. Anyway, I'm gonna go back. So I will talk to you guys in a few minutes. Oops, that was the wrong screen. Whoops. There we go. So back to this. So we finished this off with parakeet. And then we have... This was day 24, and this is when the peen flowers came in. The very unfortunate peen flowers. But we filled that in. We filled this bit in. The birds were completely... I missed a day. When did Piglet come in? Hang on, I've missed Piglet. Right, this was it. I went way too far. Ignore that. So, Piglet was the next pink. And that was the rest of the tail. The feathers. And this little heart above the two birdies because they're in love. Or maybe they're in lesbians. Who knows? We don't judge. That's a Scott Pilgrim reference. I've kind of watched Scott Pilgrim, but I'm not like, that's the only line I remember. As well as the what do you do whilst I'm gone, wait for you to get back. Anyway, but that's more a SpongeBob thing too. So anyway, blah blah blah. So then we filled in the peen flowers and the leaves. And the heart, we filled that in with the next colour. So we're getting close to the end, unfortunately. And then we just have Fiona's been around singing because we have 2 bird legs. Okay. Then, I think this is the next day. Yeah, then we got this lovely blue. And we filled in this bird. And we filled this flower in. And we did these 2 flowers at the top and this one in the middle. And this one, and we filled in these orange bits, so in these orange flowers, and we filled those in. Then this bird, and as you can see, remember when I said to you that there was a mistake? So this was the day that Caroline noticed that this flower and this flower are the same, but this flower is missing this bottom bit. So the next day I just stitched that. So when I worked on it next, or maybe I didn't, I did finish it, I did do it by the end. No, it wasn't picked up yet, but this was the day. Whoops. Oh, it was the next day because this is almost the end. So yeah, so this was the next day, so I filled that in. And I put the year, so that was that day. And this was all I did for Christmas Eve because I just wasn't feeling so great on Christmas Eve, so I said, right, I'll do 2025. I fixed that and I was done. And then I came back on Christmas Day and I finished it. And there it is. I don't know why, technically I've got this in there twice because at the start at the end. But there it is. There is my completed Holiday Countdown 2025. I have only done the last 2. I have 3. I have 1 and 2 to do. Like the first and the second one. I have the thread pack for the second one but not the first. Which is sad, because I'd really love to do. So I might use all the other colours from that one to do the first. Similar. But I just have to figure out how to do the second one. But anyway, I digress. There it is. There is the complete Holiday Countdown 2025. The initials were not charted, obviously. I put them in myself. And I did that on the last day, and I put them between these 2 so that the same distance. Again, E and a G initials are very awkward because they don't look right, as in they don't look symmetrical, but they are. They're the same width and the same height, but they just look off. So there it is. There is my last finish. And then my final new start, which is Death. Now, this was also started on December 1st. So I was coming on streams December 1st. opening up my holiday countdown, streaming, working on this, and then after stream I was stitching on my holiday countdown, then going back to this if I had time at the end of the day. So I was working on 2 projects at once, and I enjoyed it. I enjoyed every bit. But this is Death. This is artwork by Chrisabug. This one was charted by Thread Geeks. Now, as of now, January 2nd, 2026, Thread Geeks no longer carries 95% of the artists that they once carried. I have gone into this many a time on stream, my opinions on that, so I won't go into it here because this stream's already quite long. I also have planned to do an entire maybe Stitch with me where I just talk about my thoughts on companies like cross-stitch companies using AI, because that would be somewhere to do it. Because Twitch are cringing right now because of the amount of times I've spoke about AI. They're all probably going, not again. But anyway, so this is Death. I actually really love this piece, to the point where even though I've started a new project yesterday, I want to continue working on this one, and I'm going to work on both this month. But yeah, but you can now find, not this particular one yet, but you can now find all of Chrisabug's artworks at Unconventional X Stitch. They are Australian based, but they have actually, as of today, released so far 3 of her charts. They have Medusa, Cat Cafe, and Breath of Night. And Little has put a link in the Twitch chat for you guys. There isn't one in the YouTube though. I will put it in the description once the stream ends, because I took it out yesterday, because yesterday was a big flop. I was originally going to stream the start of my new start, and I failed, so we ignore that. But anyway, so Death, December 1st, 2025. I have worked on it up until December 31st, so 31 days. So I don't have the total amount, I only have as of December 26th, because that's when I was planning, because I was planning to do this on the 31st. So this is 423 stitches wide by 306 stitches tall, and it has 132,192 total stitches. And again, I have weekly progress up until the 26th. So I worked on this obviously up until then for 26 days, and in those 24 days, I had done 8,240. I can give you updated stats. Up until the 31st, I have done 11,046 stitches, bringing it from 0% to 8.36%. So there we go. That is where it's up to now. So this was day 1. This was a week in when it loads. There we go. And this is the scythe starting to come in. And then, so this was very nice because it was like 3-4 colours, and then the scythe came in, and soon it became 20 colours. But these work up so quick. Like, I have finished the first page and I've almost finished the second page. I have a partial diagonal and then 3 more, but the third one's also a partial. I'll show you when we do it. But this needle minder has been my motto. I have so many projects but so little time. I feel that. It's on this piece for a reason, because it's very accurate for me. But yeah, so that was a week in. That was 2 weeks in. Again, the scythe was just... I loved working on it, but it was also a pain in my backside because of the colour changes. Especially like when we got to the end, like there was so many colours in this edge. But we have now gone past the scythe. We still have a little bit of it at the top, but it's very minuscule compared to all this. So we'll do one. We have 2 more pictures. I can show you the last picture because I've worked on it since then, so it's not going to be up to date. So yep, see that scythe is done, and we were coming into part of her hair. So we go back to the cover photo. So we're past this bit and we are in this bit. But I've now done that, and I'm actually over here in the skull, which was the thing I was most excited for. on my stream. So I was like, I can't wait to get to the skull. Well, I've got to it. I actually did my stitch with me the other day on part of that, the diagonal before. So I've done all that since. So this is the last picture I took on the 24th. So yeah, so there it was. And here it is now. So like I said, I've worked on this up until the 31st. And this part is my absolute favourite. I don't know why, just the way you just glide through. But I have been loving every second. And there's the skull, there's her hair. The next 2 diagonals, I think it is, I get into her hair. And I cannot wait. Yeah, the next diagonal, I get a part of her hair and more of the skull. And then the next one is just that, and I am so excited. I already have parked threads up here ready and waiting because, like I said, the scythe continues. So that will continue. I think that continues for a bit because it has to, I think the tip of it is over here. So we're still a little bit to go. And then the skull ends here, and when we get to this part of the skull, we get her big luminous hair. And then we come down. So I plan to do this as the top row, and then the next, because then it means I don't have to touch the scythe again. But I cannot wait. And then just for you guys getting through all of this, I don't have any stats because I literally started it yesterday. But just as a bonus for getting through, here is my New Year New Start. This is Olivia's Hydrangeas. This is artwork by Mrs. Butter D, charted by Unconventional X Stitch. And as you can see, I did all that yesterday. Now that is 1,122 stitches. And as you can see, I've almost reached the first page in just a day. And that was all done yesterday. I don't know what this little black line is. There is no line there, but for some reason there is. I think it's just pulled, like, I think it's cat hair. Yeah, there it is in all its beauty. So I started this yesterday on stream, and I did about 500 on stream. And then I did all this off. So I'm going to work on this once I'm done here today. And do all that. And I think this one has 1,000... I've got to pull up 143,100 stitches, and I am 0.78% done with this, so there we go. I don't have a proper cover photo on, actually that's a lie, I might have a proper cover photo on Notion. I just have to go to my stitch tracker on Notion, I think. I give up. I give up already. It won't work. Hang on. I can just switch to my cross stitching screen because it's there. There it is. There's Olivia's Hydrangeas. That's it there. And this is basically what my stream setup looks like. So I sit here and I have the camera about there and I sit and stitch. But unfortunately, my time is up today. So I will switch to the screen. There we have it. My 2025 WIP Parade is done. I have a mountain of projects to put away at some point. Actually, I have 2 mountains. I have fabric mountain and then frame mountain. But yeah, I will put those away. But thank you all for coming today. I'm not ending just yet, but I'm just saying thank you all for coming and sticking out with me through all of that. And I hope YouTube enjoyed this. And again, for YouTube, I will be editing this. I will have to make an intro and an outro for the YouTube, but I'm planning to get that up within the next week. I was going to say by the weekend, but today's Friday, so that's tomorrow. I don't think I'm going to be doing that. But I just wanted to talk a little bit before I go. You finished another diagonal yesterday. Happy diagonal. I think by the time stream finished, I finished a couple more. Because I'd have to look at my VOD from yesterday. Let's have a look. videos yesterday. No. Oh, this is just the WIP Parade I'm on. Well, that's great. I'm trying to find the VOD from yesterday and it's showing me today's. That's the one I want. So when I finished stream yesterday, I had 1, 2, 3 diagonals and I had started the 4th. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, so I'd finished at least one more and I almost finished the second one. And my computer's just started to get really funny. So maybe I should just go. But yeah. I appreciate every one of you who stuck out for the whole 3.5 hours. Sorry I wasn't talking to chat too much today. It's just like I said, because of the WIP Parade, I wanted to just focus on that. And I did speak to you guys during the little breaks I had. So it wasn't like I was completely ignoring you. But thank you for coming today. I appreciate every single one of you. And YouTube now gets to see how I end my streams, but I appreciate every single one of you, even if you were here all of the time, part of the time, some of the time, or none of the time, because you were lurking. I do appreciate you regardless, and whether or not you were watching on YouTube the whole time, I also appreciate you. And like I said, I plan to do many more streams in the future on YouTube. This one's just a rough one. I wish this had been Wednesdays and yesterday had gone as planned. But I will get this uploaded, like edited for YouTube and uploaded. And then on Monday I'll be back with more. Monday's gonna be Death, I think. Monday's gonna be Death. And then Tuesday is going to be Olivia. Wednesday I haven't worked out yet, but again, I'm going to work on the stream schedule this weekend and get that posted on both YouTube and on Discord and YouTube, and put little dots on the boxes for which streams, YouTube and Twitch, which ones are just Twitch, so people don't get confused, because again, YouTube are getting 2 streams a week. You guys on Twitch are getting all the streams. You're not missing a single stream. I'm not taking any away from you. I'm just giving YouTube 2. And one day YouTube will do 5 across. I just don't want to go in too much too fast and burn myself out. So slowly I will start to introduce moderators over there, so I'll need people to volunteer for that. But if and when I require them, I will put an announcement into the Discord. If you are, I'm just going to do this for just Twitch for now. I haven't set anything up on YouTube side for this, but oopsies. If you would like to join the Discord, if you're on YouTube, you'll have to go over to Twitch to get the link for my Discord. Until I do everything I need to do for YouTube, my bots and that will work for Twitch only at the moment. Apologies. I've got to get it so it does both. But anyway, if you would like to join the Discord to be notified or type the link, I could, but then I worry about bad actors joining, so it's better to wait until I have like moderation and stuff over there. So if people really want to join, they can come to Twitch and join through there for now. But yeah, if you would like to join the Discord to be notified when I go live on YouTube, on Twitch, for some reason the bot didn't notify about lives on YouTube. I don't know if I have to take something different for that. It might when this is a VOD. If it does, I apologize, because then you're gonna think, oh, it was streaming, but she just streamed. It's not a second stream. It's just everything's going not how I want it. I will have a look through the bot and see when I'm done. But yeah, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna stitch for a bit and then have something to eat. Oh, just real quick, I'll have to add this in at the end. As of December 26th, I had done 111,307 stitches in 2025. I will have to recount for the rest of 2025, which is only like 5 days, and then in the video I will put my total stitch count. I'll probably record, when I record the ending, I'll probably add that then. But yeah, that's how many stitches I did last year. I am well chuffed with that. 111,000. Wow. That's it from me. So, with all that said and done, I am going to switch to the screen. So, I hope you all have a lovely rest of your day and you have a lovely, amazing, wonderful weekend, and you get all the things you want done, and I will see you back here. Not you, YouTube, I'm sorry. I will see YouTube on Thursday. Sorry for Olivia's hydrangeas. But Twitch, I will see you guys on Monday. And we'll be working on death. If you're on YouTube and you would like to come join us on Monday working on death, then you can come over to my Twitch, which is the same as it is here. I'm also, I've figured out, I've sorted out my Instagram, my Emmylou Stitches Instagram, so I can start using that on here. Not on here, but I can start using it on the computer and not just my phone. So after stream's done, I'm probably going to make some pictures and things to put on Instagram to freshen it up for 2026. So you can look forward to that. But that is emma.lou.stitches. It's very annoying. I think it's in my about section on Twitch, and I'll add it to the description on YouTube. I could be very wrong. I'm now checking, and if it's not, then I'll fix it. It's not, I'll fix it later. It's fine. So don't click on that Instagram link, because that will take you to the wrong one. But yeah, thank you all for coming once again. I appreciate you. Have a lovely rest of your day. Have an amazing weekend. And YouTube, I will see you on Thursday. And Twitch, I will see you on a Monday. So, take care everyone, and I will see you next time. Goodbye.